Tiger Baseball is sponsored by Midas, Lennox, and Quaker State.
Last night, the Tigers broke an 11-game losing streak in Kansas City. Tony Phillips and Cecil Fielder hit the long ball, and the bullpen closed out Detroit's 5-3 win. This afternoon, the Tigers try to win the 3-game series with Jack Morris gunning for his 7th win. It's the Tigers and the Royals, live from Kansas City. Tiger Baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by your Metro Detroit and Greater Michigan Ford dealer.
From Royal Stadium in Kansas City, it's the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals in game number 3. The Tigers won last night, breaking an 11-game losing streak in this ballpark. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm George Kell, along with Al Kaline. We've got Jack Morris going today, coming off of his best effort of the year, probably. He lost at 3-2, but he pitched great.
Well, outstanding game in Oakland, and Jack looked like he's back on tune again, and it's a big game here. It's extremely hot here in Kansas City, and hopefully we'll get another big pitching performance from Jack.
And if you like curveballs, you're going to like the Kansas City pitcher today. Tom Gordon is a good young pitcher, good curveball. He gets it over the plate, something that most youngsters don't do, and he can be very tough on right-handed hitters. This fellow's pitched very well against the Tigers ever since he's been in the major leagues, but in spring training this year, in one ball game we had, Al, he just couldn't get anybody out.
Yeah, he was very wild. In fact, when he has his control, he's won his last 3 starts, by the way, so he has been pitching well. But if he has control and walks less than 2 men, he pitches extremely well and wins. But he has control problems. He falls behind, and then he has to go to his fastball, and his fastball is not his best pitch. His best pitch is his curveball, as George said. But if he's getting ahead of the hitters, he can throw that good curveball, he's tough to hit.
And it might be an afternoon that we won't see either pitcher go all the way. We might see a lot of the bullpen. It's very warm, something like 94, 95 degrees, very humid here in Kansas City. And a guy like Jack Morris is going to have to pace himself. He's going to have to throw strikes, not too many pitches, and hopefully he can get the Tigers into the 7th inning or so.
Well, the control is so important because you don't want to go 3-2 on a lot of hitters, walk a lot of batters, and use up all your energy. So it's getting ahead of the hitters, throwing strikes, and hopefully the opposing teams will hit the ball at people.
Well, a big ball game for the Tigers. Needless to say, they go into Chicago after this one, so they need a win here today. We'll be right back with Tiger Baseball after this message.
Man, what a day. I could sure use a vacation.
Yeah, I'd like to be right here.
Ice cold, Bud.
Hey, maybe tomorrow we should bring the boss.
Nah.
The classic hits, your all-time favorites, the original sandwiches by the original artists in this unique collection, the Big Boy Hit Parade, Juicy Swiss Miss, Tasty Slim Jim, Tender Brawny Lad, and the original Big Boy Double-Decker, imitated but never duplicated. But wait, have a 24-ounce Coke for 99 cents with any Hit Parade combo and keep the Big Boy Classic Cup free. Don't pay hundreds of dollars at other restaurants. Waitress is standing by now to take your order. There's more to love at Big Boy.
Okay, let's get into the Kroger Tiger batting lineup. Leading off, Lou Whitaker, second base. Batting second, Tony Phillips, third base. The third batter, shortstop Alan Trammell. Batting fourth, Cecil Fielder, first base. The fifth batter, the DH today, Dave Bergman. Batting sixth in center field, John Shelby. Seventh batter, right fielder Scott Lusader, batting eighth. Darnell Coles playing left field, and the ninth batter, the catcher Mike Heath. Defensively, for Kansas City, Wilson, Jackson, Eisenreich in the outfield. Seitzer, Stillwell, Jeltz, Perry, former Tiger Palacios behind the plate. And the young right-hander Tom Gordon on the mound. As we mentioned before, he has a great curveball. He has won his last 3 starts. He also leads the Royals in strikeouts with 87.
And here's the first pitch of the game. It's a fastball over the outside corner. Lou Whitaker leading off, followed by Tony Phillips, and then Alan Trammell.
There's his earned run average against Detroit. He really got lit up his last game. He walked, I believe, 4 or 5 in 1 inning and gave up only 1 hit, but a lot of runs were scored off of it.
Lou Whitaker batting at 206. Waiting on the 1-1 pitch from Gordon. And he's throwing nothing but fastballs right now, and this kid can throw hard. You talk about his curve and forget that he can still throw hard.
He won 17 games last year, but he won 10 in a row out of the bullpen. Then they made him a starter. He struggled some.
There's a ball hit deep if it's fair, and it's not going to be fair. Lou Whitaker had a chance, but he pulled it foul.
He struggled once he became a starter, and he won 17 and lost 9. But he has good stuff. They like him a lot, which you should. But again, control was very important to him.
Ball 2 and strike to Whitaker, the leadoff man for the Tigers. Tom Gordon is ready, and the pitch is fouled away. I was in the clubhouse before the game talking to Whitaker and Tony Phillips, and Whitaker says, "Can you believe this guy, Phillips? He comes down here to the biggest ballpark in the world, and he's hit 2 home runs, and the rest of us can't get one out of here, and this little guy's hit 2 in this series." And Tony the Tiger could only grin at that. Here's one up the middle and a base hit for Lou. He got it just past the glove of Gordon, who looks like a pretty good fielder. He was getting in position to field it, but it got by him before he got the glove up.
Batting second, number 4.
Take another look at it, and you see Gordon. He's ready, and he just couldn't grab it. So, as Lou did last night when he singled to open the ball game, he's at first, nobody out, and here's Tony Phillips. Tony's had 2 home runs in this series, and he bunts, and it is a good one. They'll never get anybody now. I don't think he would have had a chance anyway. A good bunt toward third, and Gordon, trying to pick it off with his bare hand, couldn't make the play.
It looked like it might have been a better chance for the third baseman to make the play. Take a look at it again. You see he falls off towards first base. Seitzer is ready to make the play, but he tries to barehand it. It's always difficult to do when the barehand the ball while it's moving like that.
I'll tell you, they score that a base hit, and they should. Al, I always found it real tough to call pitchers off play. You can call shortstop, second baseman, but pitchers are so aggressive. They're taught to be aggressive. And on bunt plays and things like this, it's tough to call them off. They just go for everything. Trammell will bat with 2 on and nobody out. Alan Trammell had 3 hits last night.
Moved his batting average back over the 300 mark.
And the pitch is high. I was talking to Alan before the game today about playing on the artificial surface and hitting. And he said, well, hitting, that's good. That's fine. But he'd much rather be on grass.
You notice when Allen, he'll change his shoes between innings. He'll wear regular spikes to hit it, and then between innings he'll go in and change and put on the rubber bottoms to go out in the outfield.
Defensively.
Yes.
He's waiting on the 1-0 pitch. And a strike. That's Ted Hendry behind the plate today. Larry McCoy is at first base. John Hirschbeck at second. And Al Clark, the crew chief, is on at third base. Whitaker, the runner at second. Phillips at first. Nobody out. And the 1-1 pitch. He pops it out. He's going to get a big out right here. Infield fly rule is in effect. Trammell is out. One away in the first inning, and the batter will be Cecil Fielder.
Batting fourth, number 45, the first baseman, Cecil Fielder.
Well, Cecil got his 26th home run last night, batted in 2. And he also had a single as he snapped out of it a bit.
Yeah, it took him 44 at-bats in 11 games to hit the home run. Might make him relax somewhat now.
1 ball, no strikes. Needless to say, they are deep and toward left field for Fielder. The wind is blowing that way, a strong breeze blowing to left. He got the curveball over. Makes it 1-1. Anything hit from the outfielder's position toward the foul line is going to carry extremely well as the wind blows in that direction. The 1-1 pitch. We'll make it 1-2. Well, the youngster has had very good control here in the first inning. 2 on, nobody out. He went right at Trammell. Now he's going at Cecil Fielder. And the curve is in the dirt. Good block by Palacios. It's ball 2 and strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Whitaker edges at second. Phillips at first, and the 2-2 pitch. Ooh, it was close. 3-2 to Cecil. This puts a manager in a bit of a dilemma. Do you run him to stay out of the double play? He strikes out, you've got the double play. So you worry about it a bit. He walked him. Threw him a curveball. 3-2, and Cecil Fielder walks. So the bases are loaded for Dave Bergman, who's the designated hitter today.
And it's what we were talking about. The opposing teams are not going to pitch to Cecil if they can help it. Even with 2 men on, they don't challenge Cecil, throws him a breaking ball. They're going to try to make the next hitter get the big hit.
We were looking at John Wathen, the manager of the Kansas City Ball Club. Here's the pitch to Bergman. Ooh, he had a good pitch to hit and a good swing at it.
Plus, the managers are, you know, they get the reports on all the teams. They know that, like, Wathen knows that Bergman hasn't had a hit in his last 11 at-bats. He studies all these things before each game starts.
And the 1-strike pitch. We'll make it 1-1. Tom Gordon. He throws hard, works hard on the mound. A 1-1 pitch. Bouncer toward first, off the glove of Perry. That'll get 2 in, and Fielder's going to be held at third base. Well, a difficult play, a very difficult play on the hop to Perry, and it bounded away and into right field. So the Tigers score 2. They charge Perry with an error on the play. There'll be 1 run batted in.
Well, Perry comes to the Royals with the reputation of not being a good fielder. And this ball takes a little bit of a bad hop on him. Of course, the first baseman has to get in front of this ball if he can and knock it down. You see there, he tries to play it off to the side. It caroms off. 2 runs scored.
And the pitch to Shelby. He swings at one out of the strike zone. Strike to John Shelby. Fielder is the runner at third. Bergman at second. Still only 1 out. Strike 2, and John Shelby's got to shorten up and put the ball in play.
No ball, 2
John's a low fastball hitter, and he doesn't like to hit the breaking ball too much, and of course you have a breaking ball pitcher out there.
And the strike 2 pitch. That's where they want to pitch him. Up around the letters. They got him to go for the first pitch up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This all started with a couple of base hits, then a walk loaded the bases. And he struck him out on a high fastball. So John Shelby strikes out and leaves it up to Scott Lusader.
Number 7, the right fielder.
Well, he gets a little anxious here, and this happens more times than not with men on base, particularly a man on third base. The hitters, if there was nobody on base, they would take that pitch. But for some reason, they get too anxious with a man on third, and they swing a lot of bad pitches. They're just not patient enough at the plate. And it happens to everybody. It's very few players have patience with a man on third base.
And the pitch is high to Lusader, who has developed into a pretty patient hitter. This fellow, Scott Lusader.
Oh, he's a little guy. You know, he's one of the smallest players in the league. He doesn't have a real big strike zone, and he's never hit for a big average. So he's going to have to do all the little things if he's going to stay around and be a major league player. And doing all the little things is get the base on ball, takes the extra base, and be a good outfielder.
And he's got to know right now they're not going to throw him one right down the middle unless it's a mistake with first base open. And a right-hander coming up. Here's a strike. Ball 2, strike 1.
I asked Scott Lusader, who has struggled somewhat in the minor leagues the last couple of years, how he developed his batting stance. You know what his answer was?
No.
I used to be a good tennis player in college, and that's the way I used to serve in tennis. Now, can you believe that as an answer?
I've never heard that before. Tennis serve like a baseball swing.
Yeah, that's the way he stands at the plate, the same way he would serve at the line serving his tennis shot.
It's a bit unusual.
Yeah, it sure is.
Ball 3, strike 1. Base hit here could really help. And he swings at a bad pitch. That'll make it 3-2.
Scotty's going to have to get up in the strike zone and really swing down at the pitch. That ball up there, he has no business ever swinging and missing that pitch. But that's a perfect pitch to hit the left field.
Tom Gordon trying to pitch out of a jam. Tigers have scored 2 here in the first inning. And the 3-2 pitch to Scotty. He hits it down the line, but foul in left field.
Scotty left the game last night because of dizziness. He was getting dizzy. He thought he was going to pass out. And boy, in this heat, you just really have to make sure you drink a lot of liquids and eat properly.
He was almost forced into service today. Larry Sheets is not able to play. He's got about the same thing, but he thinks food poisoning. And a fly ball to left. That'll get him out of it. Willie Wilson drifts back, makes the catch. The Tigers get 2 in the inning. We go to the bottom of the first, and they lead it 2-0.
You never know when you'll need medication. That's why Perry has 24-hour pharmacies pinpointed around Michigan. And they're part of the PerryLink computer network. So no matter which Perry Red Coat filled your prescription, we can refill it at any hour. No wonder we fill over 1 million prescriptions a month. For the 24-hour Perry near you, call 1-800-72-PERRY. Perry Drug Stores. Come talk to us. We're there when you need us.
No, Vern, when you buy VCRs, TVs, stereos, and appliances from most places, your savings will sound like this. But when you buy from my buddies at ABC Warehouse, your savings will fold and sound like this. Ha, 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 ha. 'Cause, Vern, ABC Warehouse is more than just savings. It's the closest thing to wholesale, the closest thing to wholesale. Know what I mean?
Now at ABC Warehouse, get this Whirlpool washer for only $279 or less.
Here's a Kansas City batting lineup. Leading off, third base, Kevin Seitzer. Batting second, shortstop, Kurt Stillwell. The third batter, the DH today, George Brett. Batting fourth, Bo Jackson in center field. The fifth batter, right fielder, Jim Eisenreich. Batting sixth, first baseman, Gerald Perry. Batting seventh, Willie Wilson, left field. The eighth batter, catcher Ray Palacios. And batting ninth, second base, Steve Jeltz. The Southwest Air Tiger defense, Coles, Shelby, and Lusader in the outfield. Phillips, Trammell, Whitaker, Fielder, Mike Heath behind the plate, and Jack Morris on the mound for Detroit. There's his record, and making his 18th start and appearance of the season. And as George mentioned, probably coming off his finest outing of the year. 4-hit complete game at Oakland last Tuesday, but he was the loser in that game, 3-2. And Jack, a whale of a game, 8 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 were earned. He walked 2 and struck out 8. His last win was June 16th in Detroit. He beat the Angels 6-2. Jack, throwing the ball well, has 11-8 lifetime mark against the Royals.
It's going to be Kevin Seitzer to lead it off. Kurt Stillwell will follow, and then George Brett, who is the designated hitter today.
Play at first base. Had Brett been over there, I think it would have been an out.
And 1 run would have scored. It would not have been a double play ball, but yeah, he'd have made the play. Here's Seitzer. 3 hits last night, safe on an error in the 9th inning, so he was on base 4 times. And the pitch from Jack Morris. A strike, says Ted Hendry. Well, it's happy birthday today. Robert Dufresne from Wayne, Michigan. Dufresne from Wayne is celebrating his 55th birthday. Robert, happy birthday to you.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. It was my son's birthday yesterday, and I forgot to announce that. My son, Michael.
You are in the dog.
I know it.
Happy birthday to you, Michael. Daddy will be home the 4th of July. The 4th of July, it sounds like a long time off, but it really isn't. Sometime during the day on the 4th of July. It's 1-2 to Kevin Seitzer. This has been a long road trip for the Tigers. Started in California, then to Oakland, Kansas City, and after here, 3 in Chicago. All-night games in Chicago. And a little bit cooler there, they tell us. Oh, boy, that hit right on the helmet and went into the dugout, and even with a helmet, it's dangerous. Can you imagine when it played before the helmets? A few careers were ended just on a pitch like this, and the helmet saves everything, but they're going to take him out, I'm sure, for a lot of reasons.
That ball hits solid. You could hear the helmet, the ball hitting the helmet way up here. We're quite a ways away from the action, but boy, this is a ball that, well, you just can't get out of the way. You saw how that ball tailed back into him.
Yeah, it didn't start out at the helmet, at the head, and it just kept tailing in, and that's the kind that'll get you. If it's straight at you, you can get the head out of the way.
And 2 strikes, you're staying there a little bit longer because you know that they might throw the breaking ball, and boy, you just hate to see this happen to anybody. Did you ever get hit in the head, George?
Twice the last year I played. Not until the last year, and I knew then.
I got it 2 years. I got hit twice, too, but both times when we didn't wear helmets.
Oh, I had helmets on.
No, I didn't wear it. When I got hit, I didn't get hit in the head when I wore helmets. I got hit in the head when we didn't wear anything.
I tell you, this kid wants to play. He wants to go to first base, and I don't see how they can let him go down there, but he wants to go to first base. Yeah, somebody scratched him out of the lineup, but now he's talking to John Watson. He says, hey, got a little stiff neck, but he's trying to talk him into letting him play, but I don't know, on a hot day like this.
I'll tell you what, I got hit. I wanted to play too, but as I got up off the ground, I got dizzy and almost fell over again.
Well, that's a problem, and he's bending over right now. Hey, I got to help him to the dugout, and there's another day coming up. Almost refused to let him play. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to take him to the dugout. You cannot take a chance like this. What a gutty youngster he is. That's as hard as you'll ever get hit, and Jack Morris throws very hard. He wanted to stay in there. Well, we get a runner for him.
Number 1, the shortstop, Kurt Stillwell.
Pacota's going to run. This fellow's played second base, shortstop, and now he played third base in this series. Runner at first base is Bill Pecota. The batter is Kurt Stillwell. We saw him last night in a pinch hitting role, and he hits it high in the air to center field. Misjudged for a moment by Shelby. Now he goes back to get it. John Shelby started in for some strange reason.
Well, it could be the background. There's a lot of white shirts in the audience. Ball carries here much better in the daytime than it does at night. Little breeze blowing towards left field.
It's the first out of the inning, and the batter will be the designated hitter, George Brett. George Brett played in game number 2200 in his major league career last night. There goes the runner. It was a strange play. Trammell caught the ball right on Pecota as he came in, but too late.
That's number 3 for Pecota, and he picks a great pitch to go on. This is a straight changeup, and that straight changeup allows him just to get his foot in. If it had been a fastball and the ball was taken by Brett, he might have been thrown out.
I'll tell you what happens. Just as soon as Jack kicks that leg, they all run. Anybody with any speed at all, and that's the word around the league. Jack knows it as well as anybody else. They just start running.
So as soon as he picks the front foot up, he has to go home.
Brett fouls this one away. Makes it 1-2. Boston has a 9-4 lead over Texas in the 5th inning. California and Cleveland are tied at 2. Oakland and Toronto are tied at 1. They're in the 4th inning. Yankees and the White Sox, no score in the 2nd inning. And the pitch to Brett. Fly ball into left field. Darnell Cole's drifting back.
Well, it's always an experience with Darnell in the outfield.
I was going to say, he didn't play that exactly like he had it all the way, but he gloved it, and that's the big thing. So there's 2 outs, and the batter will be Bo Jackson. You always hear that little rumble through the crowd when Jackson steps in to hit. What an exciting athlete he is. Whether it's baseball, football, Bo knows. One ball, no strikes. And a strike makes it 1-1. See where Deion Sanders announced he would report to the Atlanta Falcons on August 1st. for his football contract.
Oh, he's going to penalize the Yankees now because he was sent back to Columbus. He was only batting, what,
126.
126. I mean, how can they do that to somebody only batting 126? I don't understand.
Remember how we used to keep our batting? They accused us of keeping our batting average on our wrist, you know. I said, what are you hitting? Oh, I don't know what I'm hitting. He said, look on your wrist. You got it written down.
It'd be totally embarrassing to go to the plate and see your batting average up on the scoreboard today.
Yeah.
126 or 128.
Flash it up and down quickly. Take it down.
Just to go into a town and beg them not to put your batting average up. I don't think I was ever at 120, though. I had a lot of low ones, but not 120.
No, I'm certain of that. It's 1-2. 1-2 to Bo Jackson. Jack Morris was making Bo wait, and Bo got a little disturbed about it, and he stepped out. Bo, they're gonna try a lot of tricks on you. You're a tough man to get out, and Jack knows it. This is foul.
Tell you, Bo, I don't know whether he's in the batter's box or not. He's as far back as you can get. I think he has his big toe just on the line. He wants all the time in the world to get around on that fastball. Look at that. I don't know whether he's in the box.
He's out of the box.
I don't know whether he's in the box or
He's
not.
beyond the white line. And he struck him out. Good fastball, and he threw it right by him. Tigers lead it 2-0 at the end of 1.
Keeping you informed with weather watches and warnings is one of the most important things we do. So turn to News 3 Weather when you need to know.
For some reason, practically everyone knows that AAA Michigan sells auto insurance, but far less know about our homeowners insurance. Then it dawned on us. It was this little sticker that put us on the map. Why not promote our homeowners insurance with a slightly larger version? Call us for the agent nearest you and find out just how good your homeowners insurance can be. And tell us what you think about this bumper sticker for houses idea.
Growing up in a business is fun. Oh, it's hard work and long hours, but it's building something you can call your own, something you can pass on. It's the pride of ownership that makes you take a little more care because it's your name on the door and the people you serve are your neighbors. We salute the independent Spartan grocers who continue to grow by doing a lot of little things right.
When I'm calling you, will you answer true?
With a greeting card, you can say, I love you. But with America's calling card from Michigan Bell, you can go into detail. Call 1-800-EASY-CALL to get yours.
Pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Serving all of West Michigan, this is Channel 3. We're West Michigan Television, WWMT.
And our first trivia call is going to Birch Run, Michigan.
All right, named the only batter to face Rocky Colavito in both of his pitching appearances. This guy got 1 for 1 in yesterday's game.
He sure did. I put him in the lineup in right field, batting third, and you didn't fail me. Here's Darnell Coles. He's the leadoff man in the second. Mike Heath, and then Lou Whitaker. Tom Gordon delivers. Breaking ball is low, ball 2. Darnell, you got to take that curve, hope he misses, and wail away at his fastball. When he gets that curve over, he's tough. There's the fastball. Exit ball 2, strike 1. Good shot from center field as we look in to get the signs along with Tom Gordon. Darnell is playing in left field today. Played in right field last night. Got into the game late. Breaking ball low, ball 3.
Well, he's going to get a good pitch to hit now, and he's going to have to look for the zone that he thinks he hits the best. And the way he swings, he's going to have to look for the ball in.
And he had a good rip at it. Makes it 3-2, but as Ted Williams says, you can only get one good pitch to hit every time at bat. Don't miss it, don't take it, don't foul it off. Yep. Hit it hard.
That's the only thing that makes the good hitters better than the average hitter, is that the pitcher makes a mistake, you have to hit it hard. You're not going to get too many mistakes.
The 3-2 pitch. He walked him. Well, if they make this guy pitch, he's going to walk a few people. That's his nature, and his second walk today. 6 starts, 2 or less walks, 1.59, but in 8 starts, 3 or more walks, balloons up to 4.68 his ERA. Walks have a way of coming back to haunt you. That's what managers will tell you. This is Mike Heath, and a good scoop. Well, he's been all over the plate tonight, this afternoon. And it is Sunday afternoon in Kansas City, a warm, humid day.
Well, these are the days that it's just brutal on the pitcher and the catcher. Just brutal. It's so hot. They tell us it's at least 15 to 20 degrees warmer on the field than the weather is. I mean, we say, what is that, 92, 94 today?
Yeah, something like that. We found out yesterday in the 3-inning game we were down there on the field. It is hot. I'm telling you, my feet just seemed like the heat came right up through the shoes. Into the sole of your feet. And these guys stand out there for 3 hours, and it's very hot. Pitch to Mike Heath. Ball 2. Ball 2, no strikes. It's going to be a long day for Ted Hendry if Gordon doesn't get the ball over the plate. That says 120. I don't know where that thermometer is located, but 120 is rather warm. Ball 3, no strikes, and this crowd warm too. They're getting a little impatient with Tom Gordon. They want him to throw strikes. There it is in the upper deck. Ball 3, no strikes, and a strike makes it 3-1. I got to make him throw another one. This fellow works hard, very hard, and it looked like he'd tend to tire himself out.
He's just a little guy, 5'9", 160 pounds.
And a double play ball. Mike Heath bounces it down to second, and they turn the quick double play, and just like that, Gordon is out of a jam.
Let's take a look at it again and see if Mike helps him out. The ball, if it was a strike, was right on the outside corner, and a perfect double play.
Two outs, and the batter is Whitaker. Lou had a single, scored a run in the first inning. Strike to Lou. He bounced a single through the middle of the diamond in the first inning. And the pitch from Gordon is low, makes it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coles walked to open this inning. Mike Heath went to 3-0, then 3-1, and you might say, well, why doesn't the manager make him take a pitch? Well, the manager doesn't want to take the bat out of his hand, but he says, hey, I expect you now to use good judgment. If it's a pitch you can hit and drive somewhere, go ahead. But otherwise, take another one.
That's where patience comes into effect again.
And it didn't look like Mike had a pitch he could drive. He hit it weakly to second. Here's a bouncer to first, picked off by Perry, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Detroit.
If archery was as easy as winning Keno, the game with more ways to win than lose, it would be kind of hard to miss. Keno, a lot of ways to win. Play Keno with a lump sum cash prize of $250,000. You might need a wallet like this. Keno, a lot of ways to win. Even when nothing matches, you're not a loser when you play Keno. Match 0 and get a free $1 instant ticket. Keno, a lot of ways to win.
Hey, come on. Is this any way to spend the summer? No. Make it a Bud summer with Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Dry. Check inside 12 packs and you could win one of 100 Bud label pools. Look for me, Jeff Altman, where you buy your favorite beer, because we're giving away pools all summer long. It's wet. It's wild. It's Bud summer. Hey, man, you need sunscreen. You're starting to peel. Whew.
Why don't you love me like you used to do? Commitment. What did she call the last 11 months? My hair's still curly and my eyes still blue. That's the way she wants it. Hey, if she can go her way, we'll go our way. You know what I mean?
One day it could all come down to a few inches. For those few inches, it's good to know you have Goodyear tires.
You think someone's trying to tell us something up there?
That's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
She gets another shot.
We have a trivia winner. He is Dave Rosner of Birch Run, and he correctly answered our question, has won 2 tickets to a Tiger home game. And Al Kaline, what's the answer to today's Big Boy Restaurants trivia question?
Yours truly, old number 6, batted against Rocky Colavito both games. I got a hit against him when he was pitched for the Yankees.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we'll have another trivia question for you on our next pregame show, and that'll be next Sunday in Detroit.
Not too many players wanted to stay in there against Rocky Colavito.
No, he could throw hard, and I doubt he knew exactly where the plate was.
And both times, you know, the game was out of hand.
Or he wouldn't have been in there.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in there.
This is Jim Eisenreich to lead it off. Eisenreich playing in right field today, played left field last night. 1 ball, 1 strike. This fellow's hit into a double play only 1 time in every 117 times at bat. And a pop fly that could be a peck of trouble. It will drop, fair ball, and extra bases. Somebody better get to third or it'll be 3 bases. Nobody could get to this one.
Or nobody. Everybody won as hard as they could, and neither of them could catch up with it. Ball almost bounced into the seats, but they all stayed with it. Trammell fielded it and held him to a double.
So the leadoff man is at second, and the batter will be Gerald Perry. That's the 15th double of the year for Eisenreich. Strike to Perry, who's batting .251 with 4 home runs and 32 runs batted in.
And they better hold him on because he can run. Jack has that big leg kick. If he gets too big a lead, he'll be able to steal easily.
One ball, 1 strike. They play Perry to pull the ball, which means Whitaker's far from the bag at second, and it's up to Alan Trammell to hold him close. And he's being harassed a bit by Trammell. Ball 2, strike fly.
Jack doesn't like to pitch in real hot weather. He feels that it hurts his split finger pitch. He doesn't really get a good grip on it.
Ball hit toward Whitaker. Perry's going to be out, and moving to third is Eisenreich. Well, Gerald Perry does his job. He hit it to the right side of the infield. And he'll give Willie Wilson a chance to drive in the run. Tigers 2, Kansas City nothing. We're in the second inning. Willie Wilson is a switch batter. And the pitch is inside. This fellow's been a good one. He is approaching the twilight of his career, but he's been a good one. Fine center fielder, a good leadoff man. 17th on the all-time stolen base list. 604 steals lifetime. Here's the runner at third, Jim Eisenreich. And a ball hit to first base. He's going to be safe. Fielder had it, ready to flip to Morris, and he dropped it. But I'm not sure Jack Morris was going to be there in time. He didn't go at first.
Well, his last start, Jack did not back up, and it cost him a run, which proved to be the winning run. And here's the play again. The ball hits the fielder. Jack sort of stops. I think he anticipated Whitaker making the play. It would have been close at first base.
There'll be an arrow charged against Fielder for bobbling the ball. In to score comes Eisenreich, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
And you got the potential of a man going to second base
immediately.
Immediately, yes.
Jack's going to sort of look him back a little bit. That was not his good move to first base, of course.
Really, the only thing you can hope for if they can guess right and pitch out.
And a strike. One strike to Palacios, the Kansas City catcher today. A couple of changes after a night game in the heat. Back on a Sunday afternoon, even hotter, and they make some changes. There he goes. No contest. Into center field. He heads for third, and he'll make it.
Well, that's stolen base number 17 for Willie. You see the big jump. He's almost halfway before the ball gets to the catcher. Then the errant throw over the head of second baseman Lou Whitaker. And he gets up and goes to third base.
And the tying run is at third with one out. And it's strike two to Palacios. He needs a big strikeout here. Hold that runner at third. They're going to move the infield in. Markey says, let's try to cut down the tying run. Ground ball toward Whitaker, and Wilson not going to score. Can you believe it?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
Can you believe it? With his speed, he didn't go home.
Boy, Lou going towards first base. No way he could turn and get to Speedy Wilson if he decided to go. For some reason, he started, he stopped, he started again and went back to third base. Lou, I don't think, would even have looked to home plate.
No, he had no chance.
Watch the ball is hit. He breaks. Well, we're not going to see it there, but look, Lou has to go towards first base. He wasn't even looking towards home plate.
Lou was content to get the batter, and that's a second out, and here's Jeltz. And he takes a strike. So the Tigers catch a break. The speedy Willie Wilson, who runs at will and did not run from third base. A one-strike pitch. Strike two. Ed Henry says, no doubt in my mind it's strike two. Steve Jeltz is playing at second base today. And the two-strike pitch. He struck him out. They get a run in the inning. 1 run on 1 hit. Strand a man, and at the end of 2, the Tigers lead it 2-1.
Try the hot dog so full of lean, fresh meat that they plump when you cook them. Ballpark Franks. Handsome carrying case not included. Sure, your soft drink may be sugar-free, but what about your hot dog? Ballpark Franks, the only national brand that's sugar-free and no caffeine.
This is the Greater Michigan Ford dealer's computer. Let's print out what's on sale this week. This could take a minute.
For a limited time, hundreds of new Fords are priced under $10,000, like Tempos, Escorts, and Rangers. 19 models in all, with payments as low as $118 a month.
Let's ask it what's not on sale. I guess they don't ask that around here.
Hurry to your Greater Michigan Ford dealers.
We're going to take a look now at the Perry Drug scoring summary. In the first inning, the Tigers loaded the bases, and Bergman's ground ball got away from Perry at first base, scoring Whitaker and Phillips. Tigers 2, Kansas City nothing. Then in the second inning, Fielder's error allowed Eisenreich to score from third base. Makes it a 2-1 ball game. The Tigers in the lead. What you need, Al, right there.
How about that? Fan
him to your monitor.
What a way to stay cool. You need it on the field today.
Very good thinking. Well, the Tigers have a 2-1 lead as they come to bat in the third inning. Tony Phillips, Alan Trammell, and Cecil Fielder will be the batters. Hasn't been a very well-played game as yet. Maybe the way these two clubs have been playing most of the year, but not well played. Perry letting the ground ball get away. 2 runs scored on that. Eisenreich would have scored anyway on Fielder's ground ball, but on Fielder's error, but it could have led to the tying run had Willie Wilson chosen to run from third base. But he didn't, and the Tigers lead it. Here's Phillips. He had a bunt single his first time up.
Tony's starting to hit the ball well now. He's had a real good series here. 5 for 10, 2 home runs. Boy, 2 home runs in this ballpark. That's a lot in the series.
1 ball, no strikes, and a foul that'll be out of play. Debbie and Kathy Manning from Alpena, Michigan are here today. Dale and Lisa Parker from Blue Springs, Missouri. They're in Blue Springs. They're from Union Lake, Michigan. Jim Larson and his family from Portage on vacation at the ballpark. They've got a warm vacation. Ball 2, strike 1. Tom Gordon delivers. Ball 3. The Hummels and the Stalters from Lake Odessa, Michigan on vacation. And the Ellerholtz family from Adrian, Michigan. Well, the Tigers have a lot of fans here today. Ball 3, strike 1. Tony Phillips trying to get on to lead it off here in the third inning. And he pops it foul, out of play. Ball 3, strike 2. He's walked a couple of batters, 1 in the first inning, 1 in the second. He walked the leadoff man in the second inning. And he walks the leadoff man here in the third. So Phillips is on. And the batter will be Alan Trammell.
The shortstop, Alan Trammell.
among the leaders in hits and also in RBI. Allen already has 46 this year. That's more than he had all last year for the Tigers. Of course, he spent a lot of time on the disabled list with a bad back and bad arm, bad leg.
He's had 4 hits in this series. 3 of those came last night. And watch Phillips now. They work together, Trammell and Phillips, on the hit and run play very well. Tom Gordon thinks he's getting a big lead over there, and he is. It's the breaking ball low. 1 ball, no strike. Cincinnati and the Mets are tied at 1 at Shea Stadium in New York. Houston 3, Philadelphia 1. They're in the 7th inning in Philadelphia. Allen fouls this one away. Montreal 2, Atlanta 1 in the 6th, bottom of the 6th in Montreal. And 3 games in the National League on the coast. Pirates play the Giants this afternoon. The Cardinals play the Dodgers. Chicago plays San Diego. One ball, 1 strike. And he pops it up. Palacios has the room, and he makes the grab. So Trammell is out. He's the first out of the inning. The batter will be Fielder. Here's a nice note from your buddy John Havel, who follows the Tigers all over the league, everywhere.
The first baseman, Cecil Fielder.
Here's Cecil. Drew a walk in the first inning. That walk loaded the bases, set the stage for the ground ball. They got away from Perry to score 2 runs. Good breaking ball. 1 strike to Fielder.
There's the hitting pattern of Cecil. Hits the ball straight away. Hasn't been hitting the ball quite as much to right field as he was earlier. His 26th home run last night.
This one gets away, but no advance. Tony didn't pick it up in time. Palacios jumped all over it, holds him at first base. Well, you'd like to see Phillips at second. It takes a little pressure off Fielder. He doesn't worry about the double play ball with the runner at second base. This one outside. Ball 2, strike 1. We're in the 3rd inning in Kansas City. Tigers 2, the Royals 1. And Cecil swings at a curve in the dirt. Cecil just cannot believe they're not going to throw him a strike.
Well, here's when you get anxious. You're guessing fastball, and you commit your swing too soon. The ball bounced well in front of the home plate.
John Wathan looks on. He's the manager of this ball club. And he came right back with a good fastball in on his fist. "65 runs batted in for Cecil Fielder." Tom Gordon checks his runner. Got him. At the outside corner, and Fielder is out on strikes. Second out of the inning as we look at that last pitch.
Well, he throws a good pitch there, low outside corner.
Second strikeout for Gordon. And the batter is Bergman. David batted in a run with a ground ball. The second run scored on the arrow. and he bounces it over the head of Perry. He knocked it down with his glove, but could not make a play. Well, an artificial surface base hit as it bounded high in the air. Perry leaped, just got enough on it to slow it down. Scored as a base hit for Bergman. 2 on, 2 outs, and the batter is Shelby as we look at the last pitch.
Well, he's holding the runner on. Looked like he might have jumped a little too soon, but he just touches the ball. Had he not touched it, it would have been down the right field line, and Phillips might have had a chance to score. I don't know. Eisenreich runs real well out there, but certainly would have been on third base.
John Shelby struck out his first time up. And a base hit up the middle. It's going to get a run in. Phillips coming in to score, and the Tigers lead it 3-1 as John Shelby hit it right on the handle of the bat. A soft liner through the middle into center field.
You're absolutely right. They have been throwing John all curveballs the first time at bat. This time he throws him a fastball, hits it on the handle of the bat, and you see there it just did not even hit in the outfield. I can't say outfield grass because there is no grass here, but just able to split the shortstop and the second baseman.
And the batter is Scott Lusader. Scott taking a little time. He went back to the dugout, and
he was at home plate, George, and he noticed he had a crack in the bat, and he had to show it to the umpire to be able to get permission to go back and get another bat.
I picked up his bat today in his locker, and I'm going to tell you, it is a miniature bat.
Yeah, it's a little league.
Have you seen it?
It's a little league.
A little league bat.
I bet you it's 32 inches long.
Oh, it's small and light. And he gets a base hit into right. Here comes Fielder, or Bergman. He's going to score, and on to third goes Shelby as Lusader jumped on the first pitch. Well, that little league bat came through with a solid base hit into right field.
Well, it goes to show you it's not the bat, it's the person behind it. Looks like he throws him a little breaking ball. It gives Scotty a chance to get his bat out in front. He doesn't pull the ball that much, but this time he's able to hit it in the hole just out of the reach of Jeltz. And he drives in the run with Shelby going to third base.
Luis Aquino is throwing in the bullpen for the Kansas City Ball Club, and Frank Funk, the pitching coach, is coming out right now. He's going to stall for time, talk to his pitcher. This all started with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Bergman bounced one over the head of Perry. Shelby singled to drive in a run. Lusader batted in a run with a base hit. And the Tigers lead it 4-1.
Gordon really not pitching a bad game. They're not hitting him that hard. Of course, he has walked 3 men. And I thought the play at first base, Perry should have made the play.
Yeah.
Even though it hit his glove, it looked like he had plenty of time to knock the ball down and make the play.
Yeah, they're not hitting the ball that hard, and they're not catching the ball behind him. And Jack Morris says, I sympathize with you, but good luck. It's happened to Jack a lot this year. 1 strike to Darnell Coles. Tigers have them at first and third, 2 outs, 2 runs in. And strike 2 to Darnell. Darnell walked his first time up. But he's going to have to hit his way out of it. It's strike 2 right now. Gordon checks his runners. Got it over but low. That'll make it 1-2. Tigers have 5 hits, and they've scored 4 times. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Darnell Cole's a strikeout victim. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-1 Detroit.
There's something new coming to you from Budweiser. A beer with a refreshing turn in taste. New Bud Dry. The first beer cold filtered for smooth draft taste and dry brewed for no aftertaste. Now that's a refreshing thought. Smooth taste, no aftertaste. Try Bud Dry.
State Farm tracks dangerous storms.
That helps State Farm agents like me deliver fast claim service. You see, before a catastrophic storm can threaten your home, our national coordinators are tracking that storm and sending in special disaster claims crews. Our local claims people are already gearing up. A hurricane or a kitchen fire, State Farm moves fast. It's a big reason we insure more homes than anyone else.
State Farm is there.
Hello, you've reached Linda's Dog Obedience School. Please leave a message at the tone. Hi, guys, it's me, Linda. How are things at the office? You keeping busy? Duke, if I can tear you away from that project you're working on, I'd like you to tend to the mail. As for the rest of you, please straighten up the office. Remember, we've got that training seminar this afternoon. See you later.
To stay on top, you've got to stay in touch. So call and check in. It's a good business practice, no matter what business you practice.
Here's our TV schedule for the coming week. We're going to be in Chicago Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Michigan time. And next Sunday, July the 8th, 1 week from today, we'll be in Detroit. At 1 o'clock, Kansas City will be in town. Now, this is heat waves on the playing field right now. Gives you some idea of how hot it is out there.
Going up and up.
Up. Not going to go much higher. It's going to go out through the roof. Looks like about 124.
Well, the hottest day I spent was an all-star game in St. Louis.
1966.
Oh, I believe so, yeah. Was it hot?
Was.
We wore the metal spikes, and it was so hot that it had blisters on the bottoms of our feet.
Yeah.
We had to stand in...
And it was a night game.
We had to stand in water when we came in off the field. Cool down the spikes.
Bill Pacota's the leadoff man. He's in the game in place of Seitzer, who was hit in the head by a pitch ball in the first inning. So Pacota bats for the first time, and he pops it up. It's going to be out of play. Ball about 3 rows back in the crowd. Just a reminder now that coming up later is our Bud Batter's Box inning. And if your name has been selected and a Tiger hits a home run during this inning, you're going to win $100 and a share of the $10,000 bonus at the end of the year. So stay tuned for that, the home run inning. Bill Pacota strikes out to start the third inning. Strikeout number 3 for Morris.
Here's the last pitch. Jack reaches back, and it looked like a high slider. Something that was up in the strike zone, and Cotto completely missed it altogether. It really swung underneath the pitch.
And the batter is Stillwell. Kurt Stillwell. They made the announcement here on Friday when we came in town that this fellow was out of the lineup. Probably was going to have to be operated on for a herniated disc in his back. Now they've changed it. He passed a kidney stone, and he's all right, and he's in the lineup.
He said all that back surgery was news to him. He was in the hospital. He didn't hear all that talk about having surgery.
Well, the papers say the report came from Seattle, from the doctors out there who examined him and said he'd have to have an operation. The Kansas City club flew him home, said, we want our doctors to see him. And so everything's changed.
Remind me not to go to that doctor in Seattle.
Well, he's changed now. He said after examining everything, he found out what it was. But whatever, this fellow's relieved. Instead of being in traction, he's at shortstop.
Oh, he's having the best year of his career. 295, probably been the best player on the club all year long. He's batting much better left-handed, 329 and only 216 from the right side. Of course, he'll get much more opportunities to bat left-handed.
He's waiting on the 2-2 pitch as Jack Morris delivers, and a base hit into left center. Maybe extra bases. This fella can run. He's on his way to second, and he's going to make it. A 2-base hit for Stillwell.
Well, he threw it exactly where he wanted to. He threw it inside, and he just fights the ball off, hits it into the left center field. Great speed by Stillwell. Slides, I don't know why.
I don't know why. I was wondering.
Well, he wanted to get his uniform dirty.
His 20th double this season. Well, the throw was nowhere near second base. And he went in sliding as George Brett steps in. And a pitch outside. Brett flied to left field his first time up. 4-1, the Tigers lead it. We're in the third inning. All-time leader in hits and runs batted in. And he hits one deep into right center field. This ball is going to be caught by Shelby. It just hung there long enough for John Shelby to run it down.
Thank goodness for the breeze blowing the ball towards the left field foul line. I think it was just enough to bring the ball back to Shelby so he could make the play. When he first hit it, it looked like there was no way Shelby was going to catch up to it.
Well, you could see it brought it back. He almost caught it back on the left field side. Second out of the inning, a big out, and now he's got to get Bo Jackson. He struck out in the first inning. Bo did. Change of pace, and he caught him out in front, and Bo keeps slapping his bat around. He has broken one bat this year over his helmet after he struck out, another one over his knee. Leads the Royals with 34 runs batted in and 46 runs scored. And a foul ball. Jack Morris would seem to be in command right now. Bo cannot look for the change of pace as hard as Jack throws.
I think he'll be throwing the changeup. He might throw in the split finger pitch, but the straight changeup you can at least get a piece of it.
Strike two to the big guy. Hunter is second, 2 outs. And the pitch to Bo. He struck him out. Nope. Foul tipped it. Nope. He's out. He is out as he hung on to the ball some way. So Jackson strikes out for the second time. At the end of 3, 4-1, Tigers lead it.
Keeping you informed with weather watches and warnings is one of the most important things we do. So turn to News 3 Weather when you need to know.
One Tough Motor Oil announces one tough guarantee. The Quaker State's 250,000-mile or 10-year guarantee. Register your new car at a participating service center. Then use only Quaker State. Have oil and filter changed as directed at a service center, and if any lubricated engine part suffers an oil-related breakdown within 250,000 miles or 10 years, you're covered. Quaker State guarantees it in writing. The big Q is one Tough Motor Oil.
Remember last summer when you said, this is it, we need a van? Well, now's the time because Duttler Ford can get you into one of the most exciting deals ever for the summer during the Duttler Ford Van Extravaganza. Choose from more than 50 vans in stock. Famous manufacturers like StarCraft and Universal, all honest American values and priced from only $17,990. Buy now and get a free American flag. Kids get their own flags too, so bring the whole family on over to Duttler and find out how much fun a van can be. You'll never find a better deal than now.
Tiger Baseball is being brought to you by your Metro Detroit and Greater Michigan Ford dealers. By Kroger. Go Krogering for low prices every day. By Taco Bell, where great food meets an even better price. And by Southwest Air. Enjoy the convenience of new Detroit City Airport, minutes from downtown and the northern suburbs. Fly Southwest Airlines.
Well, a new pitcher for Kansas City, Luis Aquino. 14 games, 2-0, 3.65 earned run average. Luis spent his first full year in the big leagues last year. He was traded from Toronto to the Royals for outfielder Juan Boniquez in '87. Last year with Kansas City, 6 wins and 8 losses. He split time between starting and relief pitcher. He started 16 times and was in 34 games altogether. He's a guy that throws a lot of different pitches. Fastball, slider, curveball, you'll throw from all over. And pretty good control.
So Luis Aquino comes on in the 4th inning. He'll be pitching to Mike Heath, Whitaker, and Phillips. The Tim Campbell family from Paw Paw, Michigan, in the ballpark today. And the Graham family from Toledo, Ohio, great Tiger fans. Here's Mike Heath, batted into a double play his first time up and fouls this one away. Tigers got 2 in the first, 2 in the third. Kansas City scored 1 in the 2nd inning. Mike Heath has not been below .331 all year. He had a good rip at that one. 2 home runs, 14 runs batted in for Mike. And the strike 2 pitch. We'll make it 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Count goes even at 2-2. Tigers open in Chicago tomorrow night. A 3-game series, all-night games in Chicago. Here's a ground ball to short. Stillwell, no problem, on to first. So Mike Heath is out. And the batter will be Lou Whitaker.
The second baseman, Lou Whitaker.
It's going to be Frank Tanana tomorrow night in Chicago. Brian Du Bois on Tuesday, and we'll be there on Tuesday night. And Jeff Robinson will pitch on Wednesday night. Our good buddies from Pass, Larry Osterman and Jim Northup, will be there Monday and Wednesday, and we'll be there Tuesday. So it'll be well covered in Chicago.
Aren't they going to have that old-timers thing Monday, tomorrow night?
At Comiskey, I don't know.
Where everything's supposed to be,
where they use the old uniforms. And,
nickel hot dogs and...
Well, we should have waited till Tuesday night. 5-cent hot dogs.
White Sox are going to wear those all-wool uniforms, the old ones, supposedly.
Well, it's not as warm there as it is here. We're going to see Eric King, our old buddy, on Tuesday night against Du Bois. Eric having a big year. He's won 8, lost 1 for the White Sox. Ball 3, strike 1 to Whitaker. And a ground ball to second. Jeltz stays with it. Whitaker hit the ball hard, but right at Jeltz. That's the second out of the inning.
The third baseman, Tony Phillips.
There's Tony the Tiger coming up. He had a single, scored a run in the first inning. He walked, scored a run in the third inning. This fella has done it all here this weekend. A couple of home runs. Batted in 3 last night with a home run. And a pitch inside. no strikes. It's a strike, makes it 1-1. His base hit was a bunt single in the first inning. And the 1-1 pitch. Strike makes it 1-2. Boy, there's no doubt about it when Ted Hendry called it. Gives you the impression he's not going to change his mind. Aquino delivers and a foul back our way. Montreal has a 5-1 lead over Atlanta. They're in the 7th. Houston and the Phillies are tied at 3 in the 7th, and it's raining in New York. They're tied 1-1 in the 6th inning. They're underway in San Francisco, 1-0 the Giants over Pittsburgh. Just getting underway. Did he swing? He did not. Al Clark said so at third base. Gotten to be one of the biggest plays in baseball. The appeal play to the umpire at first or third base on the check swing. We saw Mike Heath in Oakland last Sunday, I believe, Monday, going after the ball on the ground on his hands and knees and appealing to first base while he was on his knees. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. It's going to be an easy inning for Aquino. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 4-1 Detroit.
I'm about to ask a real video freak which will score more points. Eagle's new nacho cheese tortilla chips or the other leading brand. Jack? You're not paying attention to me, Jack. Now you have to try the other leading brand. Jack, I know you like Eagles better, but you have to try them both, you geek. Will you pay attention to me? Don't let this happen to you. New Eagle nacho cheese. You're gonna love them.
This is the Greater Michigan Ford dealer's computer. Let's print out what's on sale this week. This could take a minute.
For a limited time, hundreds of new Fords are priced under $10,000, like Tempos, Escorts, and Rangers. 19 models in all, with payments as low as $118 a month.
Let's ask it what's not on sale. I guess they don't ask that around here.
Hurry to your Greater Michigan Ford dealers.
Well, we're getting a look at this beautiful ballpark. Great facilities here in Kansas City. And it's that kind of a day. Suntan lotion, visor day here at the ballpark, and you see a lot of those. And the umbrellas are up. It's not raining. It's protection from the sun. There's hardly a cloud in the sky here in Kansas City. Jack Morris has a 4-1 lead as he gets ready to pitch in the bottom of the 4th inning.
In both bullpens, they have hoses, and of course, they are squirting the crowd because it's so hot out there. They're in the sun all day long. And there's the Kansas City bullpen. They're doing the same thing out in left field.
That don't look like a lot of fun to me, but they line up along there, the fans do, and they want that water sprayed on them like little kids.
Absolutely. That cool you off, man.
I don't want to be cooled off that way. I don't come to the ballpark and get my clothes ruined with a hose out there.
It's only water. It'll dry. And it's not like, most of them don't have clothes on.
They don't have too many. Eisenreich fouls it away on the first pitch. He had a double his first time up.
I've seen you play golf in the rain before. You don't say anything about ruining your clothes.
No. I guess you're right. Jim Eisenreich. Well, he's a tough hitter. Bounces it to third, and Tony made a good pickup. Nice play by Phillips. And Eisenreich is out. And the batter is Gerald Perry.
First baseman, Gerald Perry.
Well, Well, the Red Sox lost the last 2 days to Boston late in the game, one in the 8th inning, one in the 9th, and they're making sure that doesn't happen today. They lead Texas 15-4 in the 7th inning.
Might be a few shots up in the screen, huh?
I would think so. I would think so. They're having another pitcher's duel over in Chicago. 0-0 in the 6th inning. The Yankees in Chicago. It was 1-0 Friday night. White Sox won it. A slugfest yesterday, 10-7, and the Yankees won it.
Well, you just wonder how long that Chicago White Sox pitching staff is going to continue pitching the way they are.
They're good. I don't know. They may do it all year. Toronto trying to break out of a slump. They lead 3-1 in the 6th against Oakland. And Cleveland on their way to beating California 5-2 in the 8th inning.
Quietly, Cleveland's staying in the race a little bit.
Yeah, they've got a better ball club than you might believe. Pretty good ball club. This one fouled off. Night game tonight is in Minnesota. Baltimore's in town. Jack Morris trying to pace himself in the heat. Getting ready for the pitch to Perry, and he struck him out, and there goes the bat into the dugout. So Gerald Perry is a strikeout victim.
Big John Mayberry, and I say that very politely because he is big. Big John is the hitting instructor over here.
I tell you, he could drive a baseball with the best of them. Here's Willie Wilson. He batted in a run with a ground ball, then he was safe on an arrow. Willie stole second, went to third on the throwing error, and strangely enough, he stayed at third base when a ground ball was hit to Whitaker that he could have scored on with ease, but he didn't elect to go. That would have tied the ball game at the time, and it upset the fans here a little bit. You could hear boos rumbling all through the stadium. No swing. It's ball 2 and strike 1. The other American League game, Milwaukee is at Seattle. That'll start a little bit later. The 2-1 pitch and a foul into the crowd. And a pretty good crowd, not nearly what we had the last 2 nights. 37,000 plus on Friday night, 34,000 plus last night, and maybe 25,000, 24,000 today. Here's a pop fly behind shortstop. Alan Trammell will handle it. On an easy inning for Jack Morris. At the end of 4, the Tigers lead it 4-1.
Since 1951, Hudson's have won 79 NASCAR competitions, Plymouth's 190, and Chevrolet's 341. And one gasoline has fueled more of these than all other brands combined, Unocal 76. The same quality and winning spirit also goes into the one car we care about fueling most, yours.
Something terrible is happening to the Anderson house. Rain is seeping into the wood, and that can cause mildew, or worse. All stains start out protecting, but Cuprinol stain and wood preservative keeps water beading up and rolling off, twice as long as the other leading stain. Stain with Cuprinol, when it's wood against weather.
Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats it.
The one and only.
Nothing beats it.
The clean, the crisp, the cold. The king of beers.
Nothing beats the bud. Nothing beats the king of beers. Nothing beats the Budweiser. Nothing beats the Bud.
Okay, let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification on the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Tonight on News 3 at 6.
One and only. The clean, the crisp, the cold. The king of beers.
Nothing beats the Bud. Nothing beats the king of beers. Nothing beats the Budweiser. Nothing beats the Bud.
Okay, let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification on the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Tonight on News 3 at 6, a warrant has been issued in a West Michigan murder and a tearful reunion after more than 2 decades of separation. That story at 6.
Here come the Tigers in the 5th inning. Alan Trammell, Cecil Fielder, and Dave Bergman, the batters. Alan's 0 for 2. They'll all face Aquino for the first time. He came on in the 4th inning. He's got the Tigers 1-2-3. Luis Aquino. They got him from the Toronto Ball Club. And a strike. One ball, one strike. Pittsburgh just got 2. They laid the Giants 2-1. Grounder to second. Steve Jeltz hustles it on over to first base. So Alan Trammell is out. And the batter will be Cecil Fielder, who has walked and struck out.
The first baseman, Cecil Fielder.
Cecil walked in the 1st inning. Set the stage for the ground ball by Bergman that got away from Perry, and 2 runs scored. His walk came after 2 hits by Whitaker and Phillips.
Everybody's starting to walk a little bit slower out on the field and move a little bit slower, aren't they?
I believe it. Even the fans going after a hot dog going a little slower. Not quite as warm as Arlington, Texas on a Sunday, but close. Strike 2 to Cecil. Luis Aquino. And a drive that's foul into the corner in left field. He didn't make a very good pitch on field.
He got away with one there. He threw an off-speed pitch that hung right in the middle of the plate or inside part of the plate. And Palacios is really yelling out to him, hey, you got to work a little harder, bend that back, get it down. Oh, another pitch inside.
Makes it 1-2 to Cecil. Trammell opened this inning, bounced to second base. Fielder the batter, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aquino taking a little more time right now. And he struck him out. Cecil Fielder strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning. And the first strikeout for Aquino.
There's the pitch again after pitching away, breaking balls, throws a high fastball, and Cecil just can't catch up to it. That's 85 times now Cecil has struck out this season.
And the batter is Bergman. Safe on an error in the 1st inning, batted in a run with the ground ball. And he had a single and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Hits it high in the air to center field. Bo Jackson will run it down, and he dropped it. Bergman is going to go all the way to 3rd base. Bo Jackson Jackson just kept drifting with the ball, and then he dropped it.
They might have had some trouble with the sun, but I don't see how this early in the game. Bergman thought, hey, this is an easy out, and you see there the wind keeps carrying it, and he put his glove right up in front of his face.
I knew you were going to say that.
And the wind just blew it off a little bit.
You can't put the glove in front of your eyes. Well, he's at third base, and the batter is Shelby, and the pitch is high.
He could have had some trouble with the sun. It's directly in center field, behind home plate now.
Here's a base hit, and it's going to cost him a run. It'll happen every time. A three-base error by Jackson, followed by a base hit by Shelby, and the Tigers lead it 5-1.
Right fielder, Scott Lucero.
Second run batted in for John Shelby. And the batter is Lucero, who singled and batted in a run his last time up. Right down the middle of the fastball. Scott flied to left field in the first inning, singled in the third. Only at 1-1. He's a little guy, but he can surprise you every once in a while. He'll turn on a ball and drive it deep. Pitch outside, ball two. He's going to get one to hit right here.
Could be a good chance to let him run and hopefully maybe hit one in the gap where he could score.
If you throw him out, you got the little guy leading off next inning. We'll see what Sparky elects to do.
Doesn't have a very big lead.
No, he's not going anywhere. Not with that lead. Fly ball to center. Bo Jackson now the second baseman, and Jackson's going to catch it. And you get a big round of applause. Tigers get a run on a hit and an error, and they lead it 5-1.
The Rule Book is brought to you by State Farm Insurance.
Hi, folks. What we've got going is a man in a rundown gets back to third base, and he finds that he and the other runner are there at the same time. They're both tagged. Who are we going to call out?
State Farm tracks dangerous storms.
That helps State Farm agents like me deliver fast claim service. You see, before a catastrophic storm can threaten your home, our national coordinators are tracking that storm and sending in special disaster claims crews. Our local claims people are already gearing up. A hurricane or a kitchen fire, State Farm moves fast. It's a big reason we insure more homes than anyone else.
State Farm is there.
Just remember, anytime two runners occupy the same base at the same time, the lead runner owns that bag. The following runner, if tagged, is out. All right, folks, see you next time.
State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The classic hits, your all-time favorites, the original sandwiches by the original artists in this unique collection, the Big Boy Hit Parade, Juicy Swiss Miss, Tasty Slim Jim, Tender Brawny Lad, and the original Big Boy Double-Decker, imitated but never duplicated. But wait, have a 24-ounce Coke for 99 cents with any Hit Parade combo and keep the Big Boy Classic Cup free. Don't pay hundreds of dollars at other restaurants. Waitress is standing by now to take your order. There's more to love at Big Boy.
We're in the fifth inning in Kansas City. I'm George Kell along with Al Kaline. Tigers lead it 5-1 as the Royals come to bat. And some more Tiger fans. I want you to look around now. I was looking around at the crowd just a moment ago. You and I are the only two guys in the ballpark with coats on today that wore coats to the ballpark. You got to catch a plane. I don't know what my excuse might be, but so shirt sleeve crowd and not too many shirts.
I wonder why everybody looks at us like we're crazy when we're coming and going from the ballpark.
With a coat and a tie on. Mr. Bo Schembechler might. I didn't see him with a coat on, but I bet he's got one.
Oh, he had a coat on.
Did he?
No, he didn't have it on during the interview, but yeah,
he's
wore
got one with him.
Because all the players wear coats today because they're traveling, and that's required.
It's getaway day. Tigers fly out of here to Chicago right after the ball game. This is Ray Palacios, the catcher, and he pops it up on the infield. Tony Phillips will take charge. So 1 pitch and 1 out, and that's the way Jack Morris likes it.
Why do we wear coats and ties anyhow? Is that a requirement?
Chuck Wozliak said we had to.
I mean, we're outside, we're playing baseball, and you're not supposed to wear coat and ties when you're playing baseball. Going to a ball game.
You got to look nice when I put you on camera.
Nothing's going to help me.
I want you to look nice.
In my Kuppenheimer clothes?
In your Kuppenheimers. There's Steve Jeltz with 1 out and nobody on. Steve's batted 1 time and struck out once, and he bounces it foul. Ooh. Jack wanted him to hit that one fair, too. Would have been 2 pitches and 2 outs. There is a breeze. The flag is moving rather well in left field toward the left field corner, but not too much of it gets down on the field. There's the flag now. When it's moving that well, you know you've got a pretty good breeze.
Trainer out checking on Jeltz, see if he's okay. Frank White sitting on the bench. He said, please be okay.
He's all right. Frank White said, go check him out.
Rub it in the dirt and get out there and play. He doesn't want to go in there today. It's too hot.
And the 1 strike pitch. We'll make it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the 5th inning. Jack's allowed only 2 hits. They were both doubles, and the first double led to a run. Did he check his swing? He did. Ball 2, strike 1. They're in the 7th inning in Chicago. No score. Yankees and the White Sox. There's a foul. It'll be out of play. White Sox back playing their game today. Pitching, defense. They won 1-0 Friday night. They got into a slugfest with the Yankees yesterday and lost it 10-7. Jack Morris getting ready for the 2-2 pitch to Jeltz. And this is fouled away. Oakland has rallied. They're tied 3-3 at the end of 7 in Toronto. Well, the Blue Jays just have trouble winning at home in their spacious new stadium. They do not play well there. And the 2-2 pitch. You got him. Got the breaking ball over, and Jeltz is out on strikes. 6 strikeouts today for Jack Morris.
Looked like some kind of an off-speed pitch. It didn't go down as well as a split-finger fastball usually does. Maybe he just threw a straight changeup.
And the batter is Phil Pecota. This fella has batted only 1 time today, and he's going to get a base hit. He hit it on the end of the bat and looped it into left field. Pecota is on. A 2-out single, and the batter will be Stillwell.
The shortstop, Kurt Seeley.
Seitzer was taken to St. Luke's Hospital for precautionary x-rays. Pretty good bump on his head, they say, according to the doctor, and I would imagine so. The helmet will protect you only so much. no strikes. And the pitch outside, ball 2. Got to get this guy. George Brett will bat next. Kurt Stillwell. He's had a double and 2 strips today. And he fouls it off. Stillwell is a switch batter. Much better hitter left-handed. We showed you a moment ago. He came from the Cincinnati club. They had 2 fine shortstops, Larkin and Stillwell. They traded Stillwell, kept Larkin. Wasn't a bad move at all for Cincinnati or Kansas City. Here's one hit to short. Throw in time. He got him. Whitaker had to reach up to get it. At the end of 5, it is 5-1 Detroit.
Keeping you informed with weather watches and warnings is one of the most important things we do. So turn to News 3 Weather when you need to know.
Not only does the Anderson Frenchwood patio door add beauty to a room, no other French-style patio door is more weather-tight. In fact, there may be only one way air and moisture can get through it. Get this book of window and patio door ideas at these Anderson dealers.
Hannibal Home Centers, all locations. Right Way Lumber, Ionia. DeWitt Lumber Company, Blanchard. Lapo Lumber, Fruitport.
Everything on Wendy's Super Value menu is just 99 cents each. Sure beats a sign in a window.
And that includes Wendy's new Junior Swiss Deluxe with the works.
Everything on Wendy's Super Value menu is just 99 cents each. Hey, some sign, don't you think?
And that includes Wendy's new Junior Swiss Deluxe, Biggie Fries and Biggie Drinks.
Hamilton Blue, Garrison Red, Colonial Yellow, Booth Bay Gray.
Sure, some folks tend to put off painting, but when a Benjamin Moore dealer puts his best latex house paints on sale, low luster Moore Guard, soft gloss Moore Glow, Moore's flat house paint, also oil-based house paint, well, that's a house of a different color. It's the 4th of July sale, $4.50 to $5 off Benjamin Moore's finest exterior paints at Sevens Paint and Wallpaper, Jennison, Fuller, and 29th Street stores in Grand Rapids, also Muskegon.
Well, the Tigers in the 6th inning will be sending up Darnell Coles, Mike Heath, and Lou Whitaker against Luis Aquino, who came on in relief of Tom Gordon. Aquino came on in the 4th inning. He's allowed 1 run, unearned, with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Bergman hit a fly ball into center field. Jackson dropped it. It rolled away. Bergman went all the way to 3rd. Then he scored on a single by John Shelby. And the pitch to Darnell is in tight. He's had a walk and a strikeout today. One ball, 1 strike. Larry Sheets is out of the lineup. Thinks he might have a little food poisoning. I talked to him just before the game. A little nausea. Pitch in tight, ball 2. Darnell has 2 home runs and 16 runs batted in. And the 2-1 pitch. This is going to be foul past 3rd. Chet Lemon just about ready to come off the disabled list.
He's been taking a lot of extra batting practice. His hand's feeling much better now.
Should be activated, I think, in Chicago. Montreal a winner today. They beat Atlanta 5-1. There's one hit hard right at second base and out at first. So Darnell Coles is out. And the batter will be Mike Heath. Mike has hit into a double play and grounded to short today. Greg Hawk and Carl Williams from Auburn Hills are here. And Jeff and Shelley Waldron from Middleton, Michigan in the ballpark. Still raining in New York at Shea Stadium. They're tied 1-1 in the bottom of the sixth, Cincinnati and the Mets. Philadelphia has a 6-3 lead over Houston. They're in the bottom of the eighth inning. Houston won last night. They had lost 13 straight on the road before winning in Philadelphia last night. They had a lead today, 3-1 early in the game, and now behind 8-3. A 2-1 pitch to Mike Heath, and he pops it up. Palacios near the dugout, and he'll grab it. So Mike Heath is out. 2 away, and the batter is Lou Whitaker. Lou's had 1 hit today, single, scored a run in the first inning. Tigers have 6 hits with their 5 runs. Kansas City 3 hits and 1 run. And a ground ball foul. We're going to be in Chicago on Tuesday night, and 1 week from today we'll be home against Kansas City. Our 2 telecasts this week. One ball, strike 2 to Whitaker. Aquino ready, and he fouls it away. Whitaker waiting on the 2-strike pitch. 2 outs, nobody on in the 6th inning. Ooh, that hit the umpire and looked like it got them both. The catcher and the umpire, and Palacios is really in pain. Well, I tell you, they were both hit pretty good, and never seen this happen before, where it hit them both that hard.
Looked like it got Palacios on the elbow, and it got the plate umpire more up towards the muscle.
It's not funny at all, but it was almost comical as they were both in pain, staggering around, and looked like they ran together, and the umpire, Hendry, just shoved Palacios away as if to say, I'm hurting more than you are, but I think Palacios is the one that's hurt. Take a look at it and see what happens here, if we can.
Yeah, both shoulders, that sure did. It looked like they were getting ready to go into a dance routine together. They both bailed out towards the dugout over to Kansas City, and I tell you, those catchers and even the umpires take a beating behind the plate. See more and more umpires getting hit like that because they're not directly behind the catchers anymore. They're sitting inside. In the old days, they would use the big balloons for protectors and be right behind the catcher. Now they sit inside.
Well, they're all right, evidently, and we're going to try it again. And Whitaker drives it into right center. It's going to be caught out there by Eisenreich. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-1. The Tigers lead it.
do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? You start with a real premium beer. That's how Anheuser-Busch makes new O'Doul's. O'Doul's is carefully brewed, fully fermented, and cold-aged. Then the alcohol is naturally removed, retaining all the great taste. So how do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? Ask for an ice-cold O'Doul's. O'Doul's, the taste will win you over.
This is the Greater Michigan Ford dealer's computer. Let's print out what's on sale this week. This could take a minute.
For a limited time, hundreds of new Fords are priced under $10,000, like Tempos, Escorts, and Rangers. 19 models in all, with payments as low as $118 a month.
Let's ask what's not on sale. I guess they don't ask that around here.
Hurry to your Greater Michigan Ford dealers.
Tiger Baseball is being brought to you by New Bud Dry, the taste that comes on smooth, then it's gone. By Ballpark Franks, they plump when you cook them. And by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, maker of Goodyear all-weather radials.
Here come the Royals in the 6th inning. George Brett to lead off, Bo Jackson and Jim Eisenreich. Very important inning for Jack Morris as he goes through the center of the lineup.
And you wonder how much more Jack's going to be able to take of this tremendous heat. But so far, he's been very strong.
George Brett, the leadoff man, is 0 for 2. He flied to left field in the 1st inning. Then he hit a ball deep into right center in the 3rd inning. John Shelby ran it down, made a good play. And this crowd of 25,000 plus just announced. I didn't get the change, but 25,000 plus, trying to get something going here in the 6th inning. And a foul ball. George Brett is the designated hitter today. Gerald Perry is playing at first base. Morris delivers and a drive into center field for a base hit. George Brett on with a solid base hit. And a few boos for Bo Jackson as he steps in. He dropped a fly ball in center field for a 3-base error. That was followed by a base hit that got a run in. I'm a little unhappy with Bo at the moment. Plus, at the plate, he's been there twice today, and he struck out twice. One strike to Bo. And the pitch from Morris. Here's one that's hit a mile and a half.
Oh, almost out of everything.
Almost clear out of the ballpark. That's the longest home run I've ever seen here.
That's me too. I've never seen one hit that far up the bank. And this is what all the people come for. They forget about the error very quickly. And now it's made them all complete that he hit a home run. That's what most of the people out here have come to see.
I don't hear any boos.
Bo Jackson hitting the long one. And had to supply most of the power himself. Because this was an off-speed pitch, a slider, a changeup, that he just stays on it, and boy, everybody wants to take a look at this one.
There's a bouncer to the mound, picked off by Morris, and he almost flipped it to first before Fielder got there. Jack gets a little exasperated with himself. He gave up a single, a home run, and the next one's right back to him, and he just quickly flipped it over to first, and Fielder wrestling to get it. A long home run by this man. And the lead is 5-3 in the 6th inning.
And some action in the bullpen. Gibson up and throwing for the Tigers.
Gerald Perry is the batter. He's 0 for 2. And the pitch outside. Jack throwing a lot more off-speed pitches, Al, at the moment.
I tell you, the way the bullpen has been pitching so far this year, you really can't go wrong by going to the bullpen.
And Gibson's pitched well. Nunez on Friday night got the win in relief. And the 1-1 pitch to Perry. It's high ball 2. White Sox have just changed pitchers in the 8th inning. It's 0-0 in Chicago. They don't mean much, though, when they change pitchers. They have a great bullpen, and could be a man got on. Torborg says, hey, it's late in the game, and we go to our bullpen. Ball 3 to Gerald Perry. Ball 3, strike 1. Is ready, and a drive into center. That's well hit. This one may be gone, and it is a home run for Perry.
Ball looked like it hit right on top of the fence, but it was more of a line drive type of a home run. It wasn't up in the air that far, but he put a jolt into it. Take a look at the swing again. You can see there he was able to get the arms extended. Shelby goes all the way back to the fence. He thinks it's going to be off the fence and hits right on the top.
And the batter is Willie Wilson. Well, there's nobody at the mound, nobody saying anything to Jack. A single and 2 home runs and a swing and a foul by Willie Wilson.
What you can expect more from Jack. He's put in some really tough innings here in hot conditions, and obviously he's getting tired, weak. It's strike 2 as the skipper looks on. Well, this is the tough part of the batting order, starting with Brett right on through Perry, and a pop fly that's going to be caught by Trammell. Wilson is out, the second out of the inning, and the batter will be the catcher, Palacios. You'd have to believe that he wants Jack to get out of this inning, and then he'll bring in Gibson to start anew in the 7th. But we'll wait and see what happens. He's got to get this man to get out of the inning. A big swing by Palacios. Has now allowed 16 home runs, tied for the Tiger lead. Strike 2. 2 strikes to the catcher. Jack gets ready, and the 2-strike pitch. He struck him out. They got 3 in the inning, and it's a 5-4 ball game at the end of 6.
During Midas-size days, all Midas quality mufflers are 25% off installed and guaranteed. That's right. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Welcome home to some American dreams. Brought to you by Andersen. The windows that are built to stand the test of time. Get this 100-page book of window and patio door ideas at these Anderson dealers.
Hannibal Home Centers on locations. Right Way Lumber, Ionia. DeWitt Lumber Company, Blanchard. Lapo Lumber, Fruitport.
Summer Toyotathon is in its last days, so it's your last shot at Toyotathon savings.
If you even think you're interested in a new car, get down here now.
Hear what last week's Summer Toyotathon buyers are saying.
I picked up my new Camry today, and I'll tell you, it saved us a bundle, right, hon?
Yes, indeed, and we saved $2,200.
Don't you miss it. Toyotathon has always been the best time to buy.
And with these special Summer Toyotathon deals, it's better than ever. But you can't afford to wait any longer, so come on in.
During the Civil War, a volunteer nurse loaded medical supplies on a wagon and then headed toward the sounds of cannon fire. Her name was Clara Barton. The Civil War would end, but her war didn't. There were still men missing in action and natural disasters that brought suffering to many. In 1881, she founded the American Red Cross, and today it is the symbol of more than 6,500 West Michigan volunteers who wear it for you. I'm Cindy Dole.
Well, here it is. This is our Bud Batter's Box inning, and going for the prize today is Al Brunner from Gobles, Michigan. Now, if a Tiger hits a home run this inning, Al, you're going to win $100 and a share of the $10,000 bonus at the end of the year. So good luck to you, Al Brunner from Gobles, Michigan. And here's the home run man, Tony Phillips, to lead it off. He had one on Friday night and one on Saturday night. Tigers 5, Kansas City 4 in the 7th inning. And the pitch is low. One ball, no strikes to Phillips. He'll be followed by Trammell and Fielder. Boy, I tell you, Palacios is taking a beating right off the mask, and you could hear it all the way up here. Sounded like it shattered the mask, but it didn't. Take a look at this.
So this is a real jolt, too. Just because you have a big mask on, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Hit on the shoulder last inning. Now flush on the mask. And a strike makes it 1-2 to Tony. Tigers' 5-1 lead has been cut to 5-4 as we play in the 7th inning.
It looked like it was sort of a laugher, Jack, moseying along pretty good. Looking strong, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, and they're right back in the game.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll make it 2-2.
They haven't been able to do anything with Aquino. He's only allowed one hit.
Luis Aquino is pitching in relief of Tom Gordon, who started the game. It's ball 2 and strike 2 to Phillips. Hit it on the end of the bat and picked off by the third baseman, Pacoda, who throws him out. Not an easy play at all. Ball was spinning. He had to race to the line to glove it, and then a long throw.
Looks like he cues it right on the end of the bat. It puts funny spin on, and he has to backhand it. Almost throws it into the runner.
We'll bring up Trammell, who's 0 for 3.
Yeah, he's really struggled at the plate today. He's jumping at the ball and really not sitting back and waiting like he has been in other games.
1 ball, no strikes. It's a final in Philadelphia. 8-4, the Phillies beat Houston. Pittsburgh has a 4-1 lead over the Giants. They fell behind 1-0. Now lead 4-1 at the end of 3. The Pittsburgh club is amazing. You look at the pitching staff and you say, hey, those guys can't win. Not like that, but they are right there. key people in the pitching staff are hurt at the moment. It's ball 2 and strike 1. This ball is picked off by Pacoda. Good play by the third baseman. Alan Trammell had it headed for left field, and Pacoda picked it off. That was a pretty good-looking ball player.
He's proving to be a very valuable utility player. He played short, second, now third today, and it's 2 plays back-to-back that he made tough plays. It looks like he has a strong enough arm to play third base, too.
And the batter is Fielder, who's walked, struck out twice today. Cecil Fielder batting with 2 outs, nobody on, and the pitch is high. And a fly ball to center. Jackson backs up. He's there, makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 5-4 Detroit.
There are those who thirst for something different, an escape from the ordinary. For them, there is a beer that refreshes like no other. Michelob Dry. Once you've experienced its bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back.
You know, Vern, when you buy VCRs, TVs, stereos, and appliances from most places, your savings will sound like this. But when you buy from my buddies at ABC Warehouse, your savings will fold and sound like this. Ha, 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 ha. Because, Vern, ABC Warehouse is more than just savings. It's the closest thing to wholesale, the closest thing to wholesale. Know what I mean?
Now at ABC Warehouse, get this Whirlpool washer for only $279 or less.
The 7th inning went by without a Tiger home run, but we'd like to thank today's designated Bud batter, Al Bruner from Gobles, Michigan, for entering. And we invite you to enter by sending your name, address, and phone number to Bud Batter's Box, Post Office Box 13257, St. Louis, Missouri 63157. This is the way the heat has been affecting Jack today, or the way he's worked with it. He's thrown 10 strikes and 4 balls in the first inning, 9 and 5, then 10 and 4 in the third inning, 9 and 3, 7 strikes, 5 and 12 and 2. Not too bad.
No, not considering he gave up 3 runs in the 6th inning. Only threw 2 balls.
Jeltz will lead it off. Steve Jeltz here in the 7th inning, and then the top of the batting order, Pacoda and Stillwell.
Leading off the Royals 7, the second baseman, Steve Jeltz.
As Jack Marsh goes to work in the 7th inning, the Tiger bullpen goes to work.
Looks like McCullers and Gibson back up going again.
Steve Jeltz 0 for 2. He struck out both times. And the changeup is high. Yankees did not score in the 8th inning when the White Sox changed pitchers. There's a fly ball behind second base. John Shelby moves in under it. So Jeltz is out. 1 out in the 7th inning. The batter will be Bill Pacoda.
The third baseman, Bill Pacoda.
He's had a hit today. Batted twice, struck out, then he singled. The starting third baseman, Kevin Seitzer, was batting in the 1st inning when he was hit in the head by a pitch ball. removed from the game, sent to the hospital for x-rays. One strike to Pacoda. And a fly ball to center. Shelby coming in again. Still coming, and got it. Oh, it almost got away from him. It's got to be a tough son out there. Jackson dropped the ball. Shelby's having trouble with that one.
I think he was expecting Trammell to get that one. Allen was expecting the center fielder to take it. As you see there, Shelby was looking for him. He looked down again, and now he said, hey, he wants me to take it. And a little ice cream cone there on the end, but able to make the play.
And the batter is Stillwell, Kurt Stillwell, who's had a double in 3 trips. One strike to the shortstop. Batting at .297. The 1-strike pitch. Over but low. Makes it 1-1. The Yankees come in here tomorrow night. Tigers go to White Sox Park, or to Comiskey Park in Chicago, where the Yankees are playing today. There's a swing and a miss. 1-2. Stillwell batting with 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the 7th, and the Tigers lead by a run. And a fly ball to left. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Morris. At the end of 7, Detroit 5, Kansas City 4.
I'm about to ask a total stranger if he will compare the new Eagle Ranch tortilla chips with the other leading brand. Excuse me, sir. Have I ever seen you before in my life? No. Thank you, stranger. Would you mind trying the new Eagle Ranch tortilla chips? Good, eh? And now the other leading brand?
I like these.
You've got to compare them. Ruining the commercial. Jack.
I don't care, Tony. I love these.
And there you have it. Scientific evidence that certain persons prefer Eagle Ranch. New Eagle Ranch. You're going to love them.
This is the Greater Michigan Ford dealer's computer. Let's print out what's on sale this week. This could take a minute.
For a limited time, hundreds of new Fords are priced under $10,000, like Tempos, Escorts, and Rangers. 19 models in all, with payments as low as $118 a month.
Let's ask what's not on sale. I guess they don't ask that around here.
Hurry to your Greater Michigan Ford dealers.
I think they're telling us over the public address system right now from the press box that was the 2nd longest home run hit by Jackson. I would love to have seen the first one. He hit this one about 75% of the way up the dump in left field. We're in the 8th inning. The Tigers lead by 1. Dave Bergman will lead it off. John Shelby, and then Scott Lusader against Luis Aquino. And they haven't been able to do much with Aquino. He came on in the 4th inning. He's allowed 1 run. It was unearned. 1 base hit. And he's retired everybody else. Jackson dropped a fly ball with 2 outs in the 5th inning. A 3-base error. Shelby followed with a single. Nobody else has reached base off Luis Aquino. And the pitch is a strike to Bergman. He's had a hit today. Safe on an error twice. Batted in a run and scored a run. And the 1-strike pitch. Makes it 1-1.
Gibson throwing in the bullpen, so that's pretty much an indication that that's all for Jack Morris.
Fly ball to center. Jackson moves in under it. So Bergman is out. 1 out in the 8th inning, and the batter will be John Shelby. John Shelby's had a couple of hits today. Batted in a run in the 3rd inning with a single, and in the 5th inning.
He's done quite a job since coming up from Toledo.
Lloyd Mosby is on a day-to-day basis, and Shelby filling in at center field and filling in very well. 1 ball, no strikes. And a foul. That'll make it 1-1.
And of course, Chet Lemon about ready to come off the list again. So they have to make a decision. Who are they going to send back to Toledo?
One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to Shelby. That'll make it 1-2. Underway in San Diego. The Cubs and the Padres tied 1-1 in the 2nd. And Pittsburgh leads 4-3 at Candlestick Park there in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still raining in New York. It's been a long delay. And it will be a long delay. They've got a lot of people there. You've got to believe that. Ball 2 and strike 2. And he struck him out. John Shelby strikes out. Well, Luis Aquino is some kind of pitcher on this day.
Oh, he's mixing his pitches up well. There's the breaking ball, even though it's out of the strike zone, but he's thrown some real good fastballs inside, and this time takes a lot off the pitch. Again, it's so important for the pitcher to get ahead of the hitters. That breaking ball, they'll swing at it with 2 strikes a lot.
And the batter is Scott Lusader, who has singled today, 1 for 3. Scott batted in a run in the 3rd inning. One ball, 1 strike. Rather shallow on the left side of the infield for Lusader. And a line drive base hit into left. All the way to the fence, and Scott heads for second. He'll stop with a 2-base hit. So a double for Lusader, the 2nd hit off Aquino.
Here's a swing of Scott. You see he's going to left field all the way. Willie Wilson doesn't really play the bounce well. The ball bounces by him. Probably figured it was going to be a 2-base hit anyhow.
So the runner at second, 2 outs, and the batter will be Darnell Coles. Darnell is walked, struck out, and bounced out. Tigers trying to pad their lead in the 8th inning. Nobody throwing in the Kansas City bullpen. And the pitch is high. Darnell Coles looking for his first hit. Waits on Aquino to get ready. And a strike makes it 1-1. Tigers have 5 runs on 7 hits. Kansas City 4 runs on 6. And the 1-1 pitch. That'll make it 1-2. Luis Aquino has done what you ask a long reliever to do. Hold them in and give us a chance. Come in with a score 4-1 in the middle part of the game. You give up 3 or 4 runs and the game's out of control. But he hasn't done that. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. He pops it up. Steve Jeltz says he'll handle it. He does, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 5-4 Tigers.
To you, drugs are pleasure. To your baby, they're poison. A message from the March of Dimes.
One Tough Motor Oil announces one tough guarantee. The Quaker State 250,000-mile or 10-year guarantee. Register your new car at a participating service center. Then use only Quaker State. Have oil and filter changed as directed at a service center. And if any lubricated engine part suffers an oil-related breakdown within 250,000 miles or 10 years, you're covered. Quaker State guarantees it in writing. The big Q is One Tough Motor Oil.
Everything on Wendy's Super Value menu is just 99 cents each. Sure beats a sign in a window.
And that includes Wendy's new Junior Swiss Deluxe with the works.
Everything on Wendy's Super Value menu is just 99 cents each. Hey, some sign, don't you think?
And that includes Wendy's new Junior Swiss Deluxe, Biggie Fries and Biggie Drinks.
It's baseball as you don't remember and won't want to miss. Mark Fidrich, Willie Horton, Gates Brown, Jim Northrup, and other Tiger greats are winding up for Barrier Bash 2, a fundraiser for the Center for Independent Living. I'm Paul Carey. This year's softball doubleheader will honor my partner of 18 years and Hall of Fame broadcaster Ernie Harwell. Barrier Bash 2, Monday, July 9th at WMU's Heinz Field. Don't wait. Get tickets now at these locations.
Our Southwest catch play of the game was made by John Shelby back in the 3rd inning. George Brett hit a ball deep into right center, up the gap. It looked like it was headed for extra bases. Now the wind helped a little bit, but Shelby made a fine running catch. He got over there and hauled it in. So our congratulations to John Shelby. Southwest Airlines will donate $100 in his name to Catch. That's Sparky's charity for the kids at Children's and Henry Ford Hospital.
And a new pitcher for Detroit, Paul Gibson. Well, what a great job Jack Morris did today in tremendous heat at Royal Stadium, well into the 90s, probably about 120 on the field. Gave him a very strong performance, with the exception of the 6th inning where he allowed 2 home runs and 3 runs in that inning. But a great job by Jack Morris. Paul Gibson comes into the game, uses record 2 wins, 2 losses. He's appeared in 30 games. Really has lowered his earned run average way down to 2.22. He allowed just 2 earned runs in this last 25 in the 3rd inning.
And as Paul Gibson goes to work, the bullpen goes to work. Henneman, Mike Henneman, a right-hander, and Jerry Don Gleaton, a left-hander, start throwing. 5-4, the Tigers lead it. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and the batter is George Brett, who had a single, scored a run in the 6th inning. Gibson delivers on a foul ball, makes it 1-1. Brett flied to left field, then to center, and singled his last time up. This is a tough inning for Gibson. Right through the heart of the order again. And a bouncer towards second. Big hop to Lou and out. 2 big hops, and I'll tell you, on this artificial surface, you just hope it don't bounce over your head. There's Jackson, and they're cheering now.
What a difference a 450-foot home run makes, huh?
I don't know. I never did hit one that far, but he turned them around, I'll tell you. Just about as far as you can hit a baseball. And he takes a strike from Gibson.
The fear the pitcher must have when this guy's at the plate, because he can hit the ball back through the middle with such tremendous speed.
This is foul, out of play. He has 13 home runs on the year and 36 runs batted in. Gibson ready for the strike 2 pitch. He struck him out on 3 pitches. Gibson strikes out Jackson.
Well, you watch Gibson. He has that easy, that fluid motion, and the ball gets up on you. Of course, it was in a perfect location. The ball has to be up to Bo Jackson.
And we'll pause 10 seconds here for station identification on the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. Well, you can...
Coming up tonight on News 3 at 6, listening to your opinions and your suggestions on Your Turn with Gil Bittner. Join us for that and more tonight at 6.
Scott Lusader back near the warning track to pick off the fly ball, and the Royals are out in the 8th inning. It is 5-4 Detroit.
Keeping you informed with weather watches and warnings is one of the most important things we do. So turn to News 3 Weather when you need to know.
When years of promises haven't lowered outrageous property tax bills, it's time to change governors. And John Engler is ready for the job. We need new priorities, not new taxes. That's why the Engler plan would cut our property taxes 20% and cap our assessments to no more than the rate of inflation. Michigan taxpayers can't afford 4 more years of promises. We need results. We need the strong new leadership of John Engler for governor for a change.
Oh, what a night. Tom's boss is coming for dinner. The air conditioner goes out. Tom panics. So I call our 5-star Lennox dealer.
With your 5-star Lennox dealer, not only do you get technical expertise on all makes and models, you get priority service when you need it most.
Discover the 5-star dealer difference. Discover Welton's, your 5-star dealer in Hastings and Battle Creek.
Your 5-star dealer.
Must be a Lennox.
Working together, building day by day, for all the things you need along the way. Real understanding, lend a helping hand. That's the Weird Lumber.
Combine function and fashion with luxuriously styled Elger bath products. Choose from the latest colors and shapes in cast iron sinks and bathtubs, plus an entire line of water-saving toilets. Ask us, we're Baths.
Ask us, Weird Lumber.
We're going to take a look at the Metro Detroit and Greater Michigan Ford Dealers American League scoreboard. Cleveland beat California 5-3. Toronto scored a run. They beat Oakland 4-3. 15-4, Boston over Texas at Fenway today. The Yankees and the White Sox, no score in the bottom of the 8th inning. Seattle's taken a 1-0 lead over Milwaukee in the 2nd. And one night game, Baltimore at Minnesota. Mike Heath will lead it off here in the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mike. Like he might have hurt his knee.
I don't know, did he hit himself with the bat? You never know with Mike.
He might be just loosening up a bit. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, he swung it, hit himself in the back of the leg, it looked like.
And another big swing makes it 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Heath. He'll be followed by Whitaker and then Phillips. 5-4, Tigers lead in the 9th. And a drive into center, a base hit for Heath. So Mike Heath opens the 9th inning with a base hit.
Probably the first mistake Aquino has made pitching. He had 2 strikes, no balls. He threw a pitch in the middle of the plate. Mike Heath barely made it to first base. Take a look at it again. 2 strikes, no balls. Wasn't hit all that hard, but it was a base hit to center field.
Mike seems to be hurting a bit, but he's going to be in there with a 1-run lead. They want him behind the plate in the 9th inning. No, he's called time.
not going to hurt your speed that much, Mike.
I don't think Sparky's looking.
This is the time a manager walks down on the runway.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Lou Whitaker's had one hit today. That was in the first inning. And the pitch outside. Pittsburgh now leads the Giants 7-4 in the 5th inning. One ball, no strikes to Lou Whitaker. And a strike makes it 1-1. Lou has 10 home runs and 29 runs batted in. One ball, one strike. Ready to bunt. Pitch was in the dirt. Makes it ball 2, strike 1. Here's the runner at first base, Mike Heath. And they play behind him. And Lou hit it on the end of the bat. Play has been resumed in New York. Mets are batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. That game's tied at 1-1. A ball 2 and a strike 2 count to Whitaker. Nobody out here in the 9th. Tigers lead by a run. And a pop fly that's going to drop in. A base hit. So a couple of soft singles here in the 9th inning. And the Tigers have them at 1st and 2nd with nobody out.
Steve Crawford been throwing out in the Royal bullpen. Take a look at it again. Again, the ball cued on the end of the bat. Just loops over the shortstop's head. Sparky Anderson now talking to, going to go out and talk to Mike Heath.
Well, it's a different ball game now. They're going to be bunting, and they want him to get to 3rd, and he's going to ask Mike, can you make it? I'm going to expect you to do a little running right now. And when they bunt him to 3rd, they'll want him to score on a fly ball, and we're going to get a runner for him, I think.
Well, Mike is such a good defensive catcher. If Kansas City is able to come back and tie the game, he's really important to have in the game.
Yeah, if the leadoff man gets on and
he throws, he's by far the best thrower of the 2 catchers.
Willie Wilson is the 2nd batter in the inning. He's going to stay in the game. Now, I know this is the reason right here. Sparky just wants that throwing arm in there in the 9th inning. Otherwise, he'd have Mike out of there.
Well, the bunt's in order here, no question about it. He's going to try to, Phillips will try to bunt the ball hard to 3rd base. Now, they could put the play on. I think everybody knows that they will be trying to sacrifice the runners over.
Oh, he almost got him. Mike just creeping back to 2nd base, and it was close.
He looked like he was going to slide, and then he didn't.
He might have been out.
Could have been.
Would have been disaster. Pitch is high. I tell you, it's tough for a runner at 2nd base. Now, this is not easy for a fast base runner, good base runner, and he's got to get his lead, go if the ball is bunted, and when the hitter bunts and misses the ball, that's when you can be caught.
It was an odd kind of a pitch. When you know the sacrifice is coming, a slow, real slow pitch, you can almost guide the ball down 3rd base.
Good bunt. Just a perfect bunt by Tony Phillips. And they had only one play, and that was at 1st base. Just absolutely perfect. The little guy does his job, and the Tigers move him to second and third.
Again, throws him an off-speed pitch so you can pretty much guide the ball where you want it. When they throw the ball hard, you don't have that much chance to put the bat on the ball where you want to. By that time, again, a slider that Tony was able to have plenty of time to place the ball.
Second and third for Alan Trammell. And they're going to play the infield in, and they're going to walk Alan Trammell. They're going to pitch to Fielder. They want to load the bases and set up the possibility of a double play ball.
Well, Fielder has hit into 12 double plays this year. He leads the Tigers by far.
They've got the bullpen going out there. See if they want a new pitcher to pitch to Fielder. This fellow's pitched very well, Aquino. Both hits here in the ninth inning have been soft base hits. And here comes the manager. He's going to have a new pitcher to pitch to Cecil Fielder. Cecil has seen Aquino twice, and I would imagine that John Watson says, I want a pitcher in there he has not seen for a while. So he's making the call to the bullpen. Tigers will have the bases loaded, one out.
And it'll be the big guy, Crawford. He's developed himself into a pretty fair relief pitcher since coming up with a split finger fastball at the Red Sox for many years, back and forth from Pawtucket to Boston. But was really not a pitcher you worried about. Now he's developed into a very fine relief pitcher.
And while there's a break in the action, we're going to pause for these messages on the Tiger Baseball Network.
Because News 3 is just as concerned about severe weather as you are, we have prepared this guide. It contains life-saving information. For your free copy, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope and turn to News 3 Weather when you need to know.
Hello, West Michigan. I'm Gil Bittner. For some time, we've been asking you to let us know what's on your mind, what you think of Channel 3, and how we can better serve your needs. Together, we've been working to make this the kind of television station you want us to be. Now it's time for us to say thank you, because recently WWMT became the most watched television station in West Michigan. We know we couldn't have made it without your help, and we hope you'll continue to tell us what's on your mind. We're West Michigan Television, WWMT Channel 3.
Lots of motor oils claim to be tough. Quaker State puts it in writing.
Ask your participating service center about Quaker State's tough lubrication guarantee.
Only a tough motor oil can make a guarantee this tough. Quaker State is one tough motor oil.
Well, the big guy, Steve Crawford, on the mound for Kansas City. There's his record, 17 games, 1-1. He was on the disabled list earlier. He last pitched against Detroit Friday, and he earned his first win of the season. Pitched very well, 2 scoreless innings, allowed 1 hit, struck out 1. Well, since coming back from the disabled list, he's pitched 23 innings, allowed in 12 outings, allowed only 15 hits and 5 earned runs, and he struck out 13. So again, the big guy here has a good split finger pitch, sinking fastball. Likes to get ahead with the fastball and then try to strike people out with a split finger fastball.
Cecil Fielder, the batter, with the bases loaded, 1 out, and the Tigers lead by 1 here in the ninth inning. And he chops it foul. Luis Aquino went 5 1/3 innings. That's the longest by a Royal relief pitcher this year. 5 1/3 good innings for Luis Aquino. Well, we're getting a strange report from Chicago. Andy Hawkins pitched a no-hitter, and it looks like he's going to lose it 4-0. Here's a base hit into left. He's going to get 1 in. Here's Whitaker. He's going to score. 2 more runs in on the solid base hit by Fielder. And now the ball gets away and the runners move up.
Cecil comes through with that big base hit. This is a big hit for the Tigers. Willie Wilson, who doesn't have a good arm, he hesitates, then decides to throw the ball home. Takata blocks the ball, and I don't know why Palacios goes after the ball, and that allows Trammell and Cecil to go advance a base.
And they're going to walk Bergman to load the bases again. Well, it looks like a Chinese fire drill right now. They're headed for the exits with that base hit by a fielder. A large portion of this crowd of 25,000 beginning to head out of here. Well, we've got a final from Chicago. Andy Hawkins, now get this, pitched a no-hitter for the Yankees. He got beat 4-0. The Yankees scored the White Sox scored 4 times in the bottom of the 8th inning on 3 Yankee errors. Now, I don't know how they put it all together, but they did not give up a hit. Hawkins pitched a no-hitter. White Sox win it 4-0. 3 errors in the 8th inning, cost him 4 runs.
Wow, the no-hitters are coming in bunches.
This one just missed the month of June. We had 4 in the month of June, and this one slipped in July. John Shelby, the batter, and the pitch is outside. The infield in tight again. Bases loaded, 1 out. Tigers lead it 7-4 here in the 9th. Shelby's had 2 hits and batted in 2 today. He could do a number right here. This is foul. All the Tigers would really hope for here would be a fly ball deep enough to get Trammell in from third base. One ball, 1 strike. Crawford gets ready, and the pitch to John Shelby. It's high ball 2. He's got to throw him a strike. He has nowhere to put him. Bases loaded, 1 out. And he should get a good pitch right here. And he fouled it away. He had a good pitch. Fastball. John a little late, and the count is even at 2-2. Strike 2. And the pitch. Ball hit slowly foul to first base. This inning started with a single by Mike Heath, then a single by Whitaker. Tony Phillips bunted to move him to second and third. They walked Trammell to load the bases. Cecil Fielder came through with a base hit to drive in 2. Then they walked Bergman. Now it's 2-2 to Shelby. And a ground ball to first. They'll come home with it. Out, and no relay. So they get the runner at the plate. Trammell. Base is still loaded for Lou Sater.
Here comes John Wathan, the manager. They've had Mark Davis throwing in the bullpen. And looks like he's going to make the pitching change. He hasn't said so yet, but...
Now he's indicated with the left hand he wants the left-hander.
It's been a major disappointment for the Royals.
Yeah, this may bring a few boos.
He's the guy that they thought was going to put them over the top of him, along with Storm Davis, and so far it hasn't happened for him. And Kansas City might be so far out of the picture that they'll never get back into contention this year.
Well, while there's a break in the action, we're going to pause for these messages on the Tiger Baseball Network.
Weeknights is boss time.
The Boss, weeknights at 11:30, only on West Michigan's Channel 3.
A healthy company
is not all numbers and sales. And it's not just polishing your image. Healthy muscles and bones make a healthy company. Get in shape. Get into the corporate Olympics. And keep your company on track.
Because News 3 is just as concerned about severe weather as you are, we have prepared this guide. It contains life-saving information. For your free copy, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope and turn to News 3 Weather when you need to know.
Mark Davis, the big left-hander from the National League, the Cy Young Award winner last year. Just a tremendous year for San Diego, 44 saves. Hasn't come close to that this year. Really hasn't done much of a job. 1 in 5, only 5 saves. And look at the earned run average, almost a little bit more than 5.5. He's lost his last 2 outings and just has not done the job that they had hoped for him to do. And look at the difference in a year. What a difference a year makes. 21 saves a year ago, only 5 this year. Earned run average under 3. This year, an earned run average of 5.5.
We'll get a pinch batter for Lusader. Gary Ward out of the dugout. So they want the right-handed batter, Ward, to bat for Scott Lusader. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 runs in here in the 9th. The Tigers lead by 3. And a base hit into left. It'll get 1 in, and they're going to wave Bergman in. Here's the throw to the plate, and safe. He's in to score. On the first pitch, Gary Ward drove it into left field. And it's a 9-4 ball game.
Well, they didn't boo Mark Davis when he came in, but they're sure doing it now. On the very first pitch delivered, a line drive to left field by Ward. And this might put this ball game right out of reach now. The throw by the weak throwing Wilson almost gets Bergman at the plate.
And the batter is Darnell Coles. He'll be the 9th batter here in the 9th inning. Tigers have scored 4 times. They now lead 9-4. And the pitch is high to Darnell. Darnell's had a walk today. And he's 0 for 3. Two on, 2 outs, and a big swing and a miss by Coles.
Well, here's the reason, the main reason why they got Coles. They wanted him to bat against left-handers. They wanted somebody to bat behind Cecil who can generate home run power against left-handed pitching. He's always been a good hitter against left-handers.
Shelby is the runner at second. Gary Ward at first. And the pitch is low, ball 2. Ball 2, strike 1. Jack Morris is the pitcher of record for the Tigers. Tom Gordon for Kansas City. And the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. Ball 3, strike 1. Mike Heath would bat next for the 2nd time this inning if Darnell gets on. Nobody throwing in the bullpen. They're going to let Mark Davis finish it. And he walked him. So Darnell Coles with a walk. That'll load the bases. That's the 3rd time this inning the bases have been loaded. And Mike Heath, who started all of this with a single, that's with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Pitch is inside to Mike. One ball, no strikes. Mark Davis gets ready. Ball 2. Oh, it looks like he's overthrowing right now.
Well, he's certainly a confused young man. There's no question about it. How can you go from one extremes to the other? He had 92 strikeouts in 92 innings last year and only walked 31 batters.
It's McGaffigan in the bullpen. You know, you were talking to Bo Schembechler before the game about taking pictures of batters hitting, pitchers pitching, and comparing them from year to year to year. If you had a movie of this fellow last year, the kind of year he had, and then this year, compare it.
Yeah, you have to get a lot of footage and get him on, you know, against certain hitters, certain teams. Don't all do it one day, but get a bunch of them, and then put it on a reel and always keep it. Then if you go into have a problem where you lose your rhythm, and you can always have something to refer back to. Same way with hitters.
I guarantee you Mark Davis would be in there looking at it, wouldn't he?
I would think so.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. And a foul ball. Mike Heath was going to drive it, and he fouls it away. Ball 2, strike 1. Chuck Waslick tells us they've done that with Mark Davis from the tapes from San Diego. And this is foul. Ooh, barely foul past third base. That would have scored a lot of people.
Had everybody running all over the place on that one.
Ball just missed being fair. Mark Davis says, with my luck, what little I've had, I'm surprised it was not a fair ball. Well, the count is even at 2-2. And the pitch to Heath. He struck him out. Mike Heath, a strikeout victim, but not before the Tigers score 4 times. We go to the bottom of the 9th, and they lead it 9-4.
Hey, come on. This is any way to spend the summer. No. Make it a Bud summer with Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Dry. Check inside 12 packs and you could win one of 100 Bud label pools. Look for me, Jeff Altman, where you buy your favorite beer, because we're giving away pools all summer long. It's wet. It's wild. It's Bud summer. Hey, man, you need sunscreen. You're starting to peel. Whew.
Try the hot dogs so full of lean, fresh meat that they plump when you cook them. Ballpark Franks. Handsome carrying case not included. Sure, your soft drink may be sugar-free, but what about your hot dog? Ballpark Franks, the only national brand that's sugar-free and no caffeine.
It's the bottom of the 9th inning in Kansas City. Tigers have a 9-4 lead. They went into the 9th leading by 1, scored 4 times. Paul Gibson came on in the 8th inning to pitch in relief of Jack Morris. He got the side out 1, 2, 3, and he's the pitcher here in the 9th. Gerald Perry, Willie Wilson, and Ray Palacios are the scheduled batters in the 9th inning. Tigers fly out of here right after this ball game to Chicago. They'll open a 3-game series in Chicago starting tomorrow night with a night game Tuesday night and Wednesday night. And we'll be there on Tuesday night. And after the Wednesday night game, the Tigers fly home, ending this long road trip. Gary Ward is in left field. Darnell Coles has gone to right field.
Tough Sunfield, as it indicates there in right field right now. Darnell getting practice, putting the glasses down.
And the pitch to Gerald Perry. That's a ball. Perry's had a home run today in 3 trips. what the confusion is about, but Ted Hendry is talking to the Tiger bench.
What happened, Mike? He threw the ball back to the pitcher, and he hit Perry's bat. It's a long drive to left field. Ward makes the play on the warning track. Very good power out that way.
That's right.
Hit a long ball to center field, a home run, straightaway center. This time, almost out of the park to left field.
Well, they put Gary Ward out there, and immediately Gerald Perry tests his skills as he went to the warning track to get it. And the batter is Willie Wilson, who will turn around and bat right-handed against Gibson. And the pitch inside. Willie's 0 for 3, safe on an error by Fielder back in the second inning. And a fly ball into center field. Should be an easy play for Shelby. That's the second out of the inning. And McFarlane is coming on to bat for Palacios. Two outs, nobody on in the ninth. The Tigers lead 9-4. McFarlane batting with 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch to the pinch batter, hit on the ground to Trammell. Should be the ball game, and it is. He hit the first pitch right down to Alan Trammell, and he tosses it over to first. Paul Gibson retires all 6 batters he faced. The final score of the game, the Tigers 9, Kansas City 4, and we'll be right back.
Times roll with the clean, fresh taste of Bud Light. It won't fill you up, never lets you down.
Since 1951, Hudson's have won 79 NASCAR competitions, Plymouth's 190, and Chevrolet's 341. One gasoline has fueled more of these than all other brands combined. Unocal 76. The same quality and winning spirit also goes into the one car we care about fueling most. Yours.
If archery was as easy as winning Keno, the game with more ways to win than lose, it would be kind of hard to miss. Keno, a lot of ways to win. Play Keno. With a lump sum cash prize of $250,000, you might need a wallet like this. Keno, a lot of ways to win. Even when nothing matches, you're not a loser when you play Keno. Match 0 and get a free $1 instant ticket. Keno, a lot of ways to win.
Well, our Budweiser Tiger player of the game is Jack Morris. Jack went 7 strong innings here today. He gave up 3 runs in the 6th inning, 2 coming on home runs. That was the only bad inning he had, but he came right back in the 7th, got the side 1, 2, 3. Then Gibson came on to pitch the 8th and the 9th and to get the side in order. So Jack Morris, our Budweiser Tiger player of the game, and our congratulations to him. Well, the Tigers, by winning 2 out of 3 here, have now won 4, lost 6 on this road trip. Sparky Anderson said he had hoped for 5 and 8 due to the length of the trip and the travel involved. So he's 4 and 6 on schedule as the Tigers go into Chicago to play 3 games that'll wrap up this road trip. Well, that's it from Kansas City for Al Kaline and Gary Danielson. This is George Kell, hoping you'll be with us this Tuesday night at 8 o'clock when the Tigers take on the Chicago White Sox. Once again, the final score today, the Tigers 9 and the Royals 4.
Tiger Baseball has been brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. And by your Metro Detroit and Greater Michigan Ford dealers.
Bud Light.